record now.
All right.
And we're recording.
So Beth had been unfortunately immolated by the avenging spirit that was the avenging ghost that was haunting her. And in fact, last session she actually died and found herself elsewhere, wandering those strange, deserted corridors. She found herself by a river, and she witnessed a large tower, impossibly tall and impossibly thin, made out of bone. And her grandmother imparted some ominous warnings. Benji, do you happen to remember what those were?
Let's see. Let's see what I have written down here.
While he's doing that, did you mention the part where like she saw all of what she could have been burn away?
Yes. Yeah, she saw it burn away on a kind of funeral pyre. And she found a coin. On one side was her unburned face, and on the other were the words Memento Mori. A coin that she would later use to scratch her name into the tower. Thus solidifying a permanent connection to this higher realm.
Yeah, I don't have anything else listed about my grandmother. She says that you can live a full life if I write my name on the dread coin at the base of the tower, or with the dread coin, like you were saying, at the base of the tower. Talks about rising again like a phoenix.
And you made a promise. Do you happen to remember that was? And you said like you were going to use your power to help ghosts, or help bring the dead peace. I'm trying to remember the exact. We may have to go back to the recording.
I thought it was to make up for the deaths I had caused.
Okay.
To somehow find what remains of that family and, be their guiding protector or something like that. That's not the words I used, but I remember it was very focused on her, her feeling guilt for what she did. Kind of a thing that, you could never pay back, and now she's on borrowed time kind of stuff.
All right. That could potentially work very well as her obsession. An obsession being essentially functioning as a magical aspiration that you gain arcane experience or arcane beats from. Meanwhile, as Beth was undergoing her awakening and simultaneously being awakened by the paramedics and a defibrillator, Youko, Raven, and Miss Riley had tracked the ghost down to a graveyard where they battled it. They dug up the coffins of his late wife and child and set those ablaze, destroying his anchors and sending him back to the underworld.
That was a really cool scene, by the way.
Yeah?
It was really sad.
Good. I seem to recall Raven specifically wasn't so on board with this whole thing. She struggled to find the motivation to dig.
Yes, and then when she did find the motivation, she was very unhelpful because I was not rolling well at all.
You tried.
I was unhelpful with the gun. I was unhelpful with the shovel.
Hey,
I do seem to recall you like almost shooting Miss Riley.
Yeah. It was just not a good
look for Raven.
Well, hey, I mean, maybe you could roleplay that out, like, some sort of, like, inferiority complex or something. Might be a good hook.
Well, she's definitely having some kind of crisis of identity and faith and whatever.
Sounds like a masked ghost to me.
Yeah.
So, the next few weeks, Beth, you stay in the hospital, and you're just on morphine, just like all the fucking time. And it doesn't help with the fact that now everything is different. The colors in the world around you seem oddly muted. Food doesn't taste the same. Just the flavors of it just feel not as vibrant as they used to. The world is just a darker, more gloomy place. And all around you are the ghosts. You hear them whispering at night. During your physical therapy session, an old lady stands in the corner and just like watches you. About halfway through the session, her eyes kind of melt from her skull and she sinks through the floor. One late night, as you're being wielded back to your room, you pass a man missing most of his jaw. He's standing in the hallway, staring in the window, watching another patient sleep. The supernatural is all around you. The ghosts are all around you. The hospital is filled with them. Fortunately, while quite common, ghosts don't seem particularly dangerous, at least the majority of them. They seem to be stuck in just cycles of wandering up and down the corridors or staring at you in particular, or other nurses and patients, without really interacting. Occasionally, they seem stuck in a cycle of repeating their own deaths. You every time you get wielded down to the cafeteria for lunch, you see a ghost of a doctor like constantly falling down the stairs and kind of just like a repeated animation. How's Beth taking all this?
I think she's trying to take it all in and is disappointed that she doesn't, she probably can't do a lot of writing. I'm assuming her hands are probably still in recovery as well.
Mm-hmm.
That this is all some pretty interesting stuff, and she'd love to tell, the real from the fakes, and she's on the morphine, but I think she, I think she wants to understand it, and I think she's in a place physically and emotionally where she's not quite up to that challenge. So I think she's trying to keep her eyes open, and she's probably trying to avoid anyone other than if her friends are visiting, to focus on these ghosts.
All right.
She'd be most curious if one of these ghosts happened to be, somehow related to the burning situation.
Not that you can tell. They just seem to be other spirits who are trapped in the hospital.
So I think she'll try to engage them. Maybe it's the fellow who's falling down the stairs that after several repeats, she gets up the courage to say, "Can you speak? Are you able to see me?"
He starts walking towards the stairs, kind of looks down at his clipboard, and then goes "Ah!" as he stumbles down the stairs and breaks his neck on the way down. The body kind of fades away, but you know that like in another hour he'll come back and do the exact same thing.
Interesting. Well, so I feel this connection with this improvisational magic. I guess I'd like to see if they have any scratch paper or something like that, and if they give me a weird look, because I probably can't use my hands very well, I'll just be like, just it'll help me, okay?
One of the
Make sure
nurses kind of shrugs, and she gets you a pen and some scratch paper and puts it by your table, but by your bedside table.
Okay. So I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to remember the fellow falling down the stairs. I can sense that there's this death thing, that there's this ghost thing, and that there's this kind of force that is very real to me. I guess what I'd like to do, since I'm kind of familiar with virtual reality and shit, is when the ghost next appears, I'd really like to take a kind of a photograph of it, something where what its ghostly substance would produce in some kind of negative or something that I can look at and keep and show other people who don't have my sight. And if he comes back every hour, that should I should be able to come up with something in 3 hours. Be like clockwork.
Assuming you can do something like that. Remember, you have 1 dot in matter, forces, and death arcanum.
Yeah, I mean it's all new to me, so I'll use that as a learning experience.
And what specifically are you trying to do? You're trying to construct some kind of device that can capture.
No, not a device. I just want an imprint of the ghost on the piece of paper so that I can show it to my friends.
Like a drawing?
So like kind of draw it without using your hands.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm really picturing those cool games that you had where you it's got all these pins and you put it against your face and people can see your face. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called though.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called.
Micah?
Okay. Yeah, I think I do. I'm just looking through the book. Because the spell that you're trying to cast has to link up with the arcanum that you have. So I don't think it would work with death. What you're trying to do is very much like a drawing or a crafting kind of thing. But you do have matter.
Yeah, I mean, I essentially want it to leave behind a trace on this piece of paper, and I'm picturing, suddenly seeing all of the people who see Jesus in bread and stuff, and going, oh, see, maybe there's, something where the afterlife, these ghosts can become slightly tangible, and if they could, then they would leave an imprint if you knew, how to get the two, death and force, connected somehow.
I think this would probably be matter. So go ahead and make a Gnosis plus matter roll. Yeah.
Basis matter.
Yeah.
Oh, I have dice. One success.
Okay. So you stare at the notepad and you concentrate and you feel the connection to this higher realm broaden and widen. You feel the energy kind of ripple through you. And this very faint impression of the stairway and the man falling down the stairs appears on the notepad. It's very, very faint. It's kind of like if someone set a like a mug or something on top of like a notepad for like hours and it left a kind of indentation. It's like that, except of a stairway with a vague humanoid figure falling down.
So it's kind of like a watermark where you've lightened it too much.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
That's pretty impressive.
Feeling pretty good. This looks pretty tangible. I like it. And I guess she'll that's cool. It really sucks being all messed up. I was gonna say I could set alarms or something to go out there like every hour. Maybe I'll just pay attention to which like
Well,
what
keep in
time
mind
of the
you're still like bed bound essentially. Like you need help from the nurses getting to
Sure.
places around. But you do that, and some time passes. Meanwhile, outside of the hospital, the lawsuit that Beth's parents are doing against the hospital, as well as several other patients who were harmed in the fire, eventually it comes to an end. Eventually, the hospital just settles, and Beth's parents Beth, along with her parents, get a shit ton of money, most of which is unfortunately going to hospital bills, but there is some left over.
Excellent, because I'm probably not going to be able to get a job for a little bit.
Yeah. So
But I do want to
get a
know if we
small
got
sum
evicted.
of savings. And speaking of which, meanwhile, at the apartment building, the hallways, Yuko and Raven, you guys, every time you go down the hallways, for any reason, you're expecting Margaret to come leaping out at you and demanding the rent money, but since that fire at the apartment building, she hasn't come around. Not once. She has, however, left a 30-day eviction notice on your door. And you only have 2 weeks left until that deadline comes.
At this point, like, I'm gonna say Yuko has pretty much, like, you've barely seen her these past few weeks, Raven. Like, at all. It may be kind of worrying, really, to you. I'm not sure exactly. But what she's been doing these past few weeks has basically been a mix between obsession and guilt a little bit. In all of the quiet, she sort of realized, what she's done. She's sort of reflected on that. I killed 2 people. And her only sort of like distraction from that is her obsession, trying to get back to that tower, to, see what it was. So her mental state is not exactly the best at the moment.
You've read through all the books that you stole from the library. There's nothing pointing or providing any clues towards the tower. While it's all interesting occult lore, no towers are mentioned.
And
That the thorns aren't mentioned.
And in all of these books, she probably has, like, just countless pieces of, like, sticky note paper, just, like, marking various different things along with the notes that she's been, just hastily just jotting down. You're not even really sure if she knows that you have 2 weeks left in this apartment. Actually.
I'm not sure that we have 2 weeks left.
No, you're not sure if Yuko is aware of that fact.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Sorry, for a second I was like, what'd you say?
Meanwhile, winter has come, and there's a good, like, maybe 4 inches of snow in the street. It's still coming down. Traffic is starting to get really bad outside, making it pretty difficult for Raven to get to work and back. Which is unfortunate, because you all badly need money, especially since I believe Raven also has some hospital bills that need paying as well. In addition to finding a new place.
Yeah, so I think Raven has kind of been. I mean, she's been visiting Beth at the hospital and stuff. And she's worried about, obviously, about, Beth and recovery and stuff, but she's worried about Yuko as well. But I think that she, is kind of stuck in this like pragmatic space where it's like like there's nothing, she can't get Yuko to focus on, the fact that they're not going to have anywhere to live and whatever. And so she's just kind of feeling like her option is just to kind of, move into like the back room of her shop or something and just kind of, you know, like she doesn't know what Yuko's going to do, but she feels like she can't, like, go down the drain with her.
So you're not around the house much. Yuko's just like all alone there.
Well, Yuko said she wasn't around the house much, so I don't know.
No, like she's been like holed up in her room this entire time, pretty much.
So a Raven is definitely like going to work and has started to, do some like, she started to do some like, tarot parties and things like that, like, to, try to make extra money and stuff like that. And so, and she just kind of, she's been keeping Tobias at work a lot because she's worried about Margaret. So yeah, I mean, she's probably gone a lot. She's working a lot, and she just doesn't see what kind of options she has besides, just kind of trying to figure out her own stuff, and hopefully Beth's family will take care of her belongings and stuff, and she doesn't know what the hell Yuko's going to do, but she can't seem to get through to Yuko to, focus on anything except Yuko's obsession. So,
and for all this madness and despair and suffering, Tobias abides.
Yes, he is my rock.
Beth, during this week, you have the strangest dream. You dream of Miss Riley. You dream that you saw her and another man, a tall, long-haired man with hair down to his shoulders. You dreamed that they were standing over your bed, and the man, he kind of like leans down real close, and he puts a hand on your shoulder, and he says, "Rest up, young men. Rest up. Ah, excuse me. Rest up, young one. The griffins will keep watch." And then you kind of fade away.
Griffins keep watch.
So, a few more weeks pass, and the doctors decide that it is okay for Beth to come home. Although you're still regularly going in for physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You've had most of the skin grafting already done, but the burn marks are still quite noticeable. So with your deformed condition, you're going to be taking a -2 to all appearance-based social roles, and a -4 to all physical skills.
All right.
In addition to that, you also are in a wheelchair. You can walk, but it is difficult and tiring for you.
Yeah, I mean, I got some missing muscles and such.
And I will say that, what's your health at? You're at 5 you're at 3 aggravated, 5 lethal, right?
One moment. Scanning. Um, 3 aggravated and 5 lethals that I have.
Okay. So if it's been roughly like 4 weeks, we're going to say you have 1 point of aggravated damage left, but otherwise you have completely healed.
Okay.
And yeah, so you're released from the hospital. Raven, you're asked either by Beth's parents or the hospital to give her a ride home.
Okay.
I'm assuming like you're her emergency contact or whatnot. One of them, anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Does Youko go with Raven to pick up Beth?
I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna say actually that Yuko has been very, like she is like, besides the one time she was there, since then she has been absent. I'm not sure if Beth would take notice of that or not, but yeah, she has not been around.
Okay. Another noticeable absence in your life would be that of Miss Riley. You haven't seen her since she dropped you off at that hospital. She's just kind of dropped off the map. You can only assume that she'll come and find you when she needs something.
Okay.
But she hasn't been replying to any texts or phone calls.
And I imagine there have been plenty of them.
Quite possibly, yes.
Oh yeah, there have been text messages and phone calls.
So, Raven, you get to the hospital alone then. And
Okay.
one of the nurses wheels Beth out.
Okay. I will take her and put her in my car.
So would you make sure to grab that pile of paper there for me? I forgot. There's some artwork.
Got it. Papers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You find some like medical papers and then like this notepad with like a weird water stain on it. Like a
Okay.
really oddly shaped water stain.
Okay. I'll just grab the whole pile.
Alright.
So
bring the pile to the car.
is like Beth is she like in a condition where she is still gonna need like help, assistance getting around and stuff?
Very much so, yeah.
So is there like the home health situation? Is her family going to be coming to help? Like what is the plan for that?
I don't know,
I
Beth. What is the plan?
um well, I think from the character's point of view, she obviously would like to not be a burden, and if there's enough money in the settlement right now to afford somebody and live in person, then she should go for it. From a player standpoint, of course, it'd be interesting to see what happened to the home nurse for our professor. I know that he was gonna like go to another neighborhood or something. It would be interesting if he just happened to be the guy.
Happen to be around.
Like, sorry, we invested in your character. You have a speaking line. You are going to be with
You
this
must.
franchise forever.
Here's what we'll say. Your parents are setting up a in health or they're setting up something like that. Um, but they're still getting the details sorted, and so they ask Raven as like a personal favor to kind of like look after Beth till they get a nurse picked and sent up there.
Hey, Mike, could you look at your messages real quick?
Don't do
Okay.
it. It's a trap.
Sure.
Could possibly be a trap. Is that something Yuko's gonna do?
Yes.
All right. Um. So does that work, Raven?
Um, I guess. I don't know. Like Raven, like has to work and shit.
Her parents beg you. That they say they just need that they're both working too, and they just need a little bit of help
Hey, you could
looking after their poor daughter.
just
Oh
take me
my
to work with you.
God.
I'm gonna get the speech recognition working on my computer, and I've got things to do. I'll do it in your back office.
Okay. All right. I suppose I will do what I can.
So Beth begins coming to work with you.
Yeah, I kind of invited myself.
Yeah. I guess she can just come and I'll set her up with a little table or whatever. She can put a computer on it and she can computer herself into
So Yuko,
happiness.
later that night, as you are leaving your room to go use the restroom, you see Beth kind of rolling down the hall towards her bedroom.
I just.
Like in her chair or just like on the ground, like rolling.
In her chair, in her wheelchair.
Yeah,
I brought myself
I
a
watch. I watch as she rolls across the ground, thinking that I am hallucinating. I ask, "Why are you acting like a fruit roll-up?" Okay, but no, seriously. As I look at her, she doesn't mean to do it, but she just stares for a moment, just completely silently, as she watches you come down the hallway.
I'll look back, and I'm specifically looking to see if there's any kind of magical shit aura thing.
Ooh, are you using active mage sight?
Yeah. Let's see
All
how
right.
that works.
See what that one.
Okay, so just want to jump to that page really quick. So yeah, you open your third eye and you gaze upon Yuko. She is very much not dead. With death sight, you can tell that. Although you notice these like dark splotches across what could be considered her soul, and you know that she has killed a few people in her time. Although you already knew that. Forces and matter sight doesn't really reveal much to you. Are you using a focused mage sight? That will cost a willpower. So Yuko, as you stare at Beth, like she starts to stare back, and then she kind of like leans forward in her chair a bit, and her eyes just like start to narrow, and like
Okay, go ahead.
Beth, like the world around you becomes like stark black and white, and you see like this after image of what Yuko will look like dead. You see her pale white flesh, her eyes closed. She looks more peaceful than you have ever seen her before.
I notice her staring, and I notice this behavior, and I just silently I ask, Beth, are you okay?
Like you can barely hear her. You're so like tuned in on this vision before you. Her voice just seems oddly muted and garbled under the focused mage sight. Do you want to scrutinize her or do a revelation?
I think I'd like to do a revelation. And, since I'm kind of new to it and it's kind of nice and dramatic, I think I will just, speak what I see so that she gets to, have a creepy person staring at her talking about her demise and stuff.
So make a Gnosis Arcanum roll. And normally I wouldn't tell you this, but her opacity is 1. So minus what? It's for an example, okay? Um, so that opacity would be a -1 to the roll.
So I only roll 1 dice instead of 2.
Or 4 if you want to spend willpower. Another point of willpower.
I haven't seen her for a while. I want to see what's going on with her. I will spend my only willpower point. So that brings me up to 4 total dice.
Oh, I feel special.
You feel pretty? Oh, so pretty. 0 success.
Oh,
I feel less pretty.
there's something there. There's something about her, but the more you stare, like it's so close, but there's something inside her. This shape you can't quite. No, you can't quite get it. She's just like staring at you, kind of just like leaning forward more and more. Her eyes getting narrower as she peers at you.
Can I add to the creepiness factor by like wheeling myself very, very slowly towards her?
You definitely can.
Yeah.
Am I getting any sort of strange vibes other than a creepy feeling here?
No, she just starts like slowly kind of wheeling towards you, coming down the hall.
I just
Then so far forward that she's like almost like falling out of her wheelchair.
As I notice this, I try to keep her from falling out of her wheelchair. I'm like, Beth, what's going on?
You
You're
can try to do a scrutiny or a revelation again,
Yeah,
if you wish.
I'm like right there. It might be easier to see.
I will look into her eyes, into her soul. And hopefully my 1 die will do better than my 4 die. Still 0 successes.
God damn it.
So
Well,
I'll be like, you look so peaceful when you're dead.
I just like I shake my head. What? What are you talking about?
And since it doesn't seem to be working, I'm going to start pulling back from this scrutiny, all focused on, her soul thing, and start sensing shit going on around me.
all right.
Noticing that her attention seems to be going elsewhere, and assuming that it's because of the drugs she's on, Yuko's she's gonna sit up from her because she like knelt down a bit, so she's gonna get up. You're gonna be okay, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're all gonna die, but
Okay, good. And she walks off.
I mean, we're all gonna die. Oh well, that's fine.
now one of the advantages to being in a wheelchair is the wheelchair is going to be an obstacle that you will not be able to super quickly get past.
Okay, she is going to like half maneuver, half force you out of the way to get past you. She is on a mission currently.
I'm gonna say to her, I need your help, Yuko.
She looks back. What do you mean? What do you need my help with? I'm kind of busy.
And I'll shake my head a little bit to try to get the cobwebs out, and I'll say, you learned a spell for seeing, right?
Whatever the fuck that was, sure. Yeah.
I feel like I'm closer to that realm.
What are you talking about? Did you see the thorns too?
No, but I did see a bony tower.
Uh, are you saying like one of the nurses exposed himself to you, Beth?
Only in a consensual fashion.
A bony tower. So
Tower made of bone, very thin, wouldn't architecturally speaking be possible.
anything else? You got me interested with the tower. I'm really interested about that tower, but tell me what else you saw.
Well, it's not past tense. It's seeing now. I'm seeing. I saw all these ghosts. I thought it was the morphine and such, but I was able to somehow take like a picture of a ghost.
And
Kind of.
Raven, you're actually in your bedroom, kind of like overhearing this entire conversation.
Yeah.
A picture of a ghost? Let me see it.
And I'll wheel a little bit to the left and get my my notepad out of my little fanny pack of sorts and hand it off to him
Okay,
with my blackened hand.
I just like take it. I just take that shit, and I start to look at it. What do I see?
Make a wits composure roll.
Wits composure. That's like fucking perfect. You literally cannot get better. Wits composure. 1 second. 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2 successes.
Yeah, you it takes you a few moments of like kind of looking at it, kind of like tilting it this way and that, but you definitely see the stairwell and the image of the man falling down it.
How did you make this? There's no way you could have drawn this with your hands. Did you get somebody else to draw it for you?
No, it has something to do with touching that other realm. I can just kind of feel the life seeping into the next world, and somehow I was able to get it to cough a little bit right here.
Cough.
It's strange. Death is like a living, throbbing thing.
Okay, I don't have time for dick jokes. Here, I hand her back her papers. I kind of just throw them into her lap as I'm storming out the front door to go see someone.
Bye! Why, that doesn't feel good.
Hearing this, hearing Yuko leave, does Raven come out of her bedroom?
Yeah, I think she kind of is curious about the picture or whatever, so she comes out and is like, "Can I see that?"
Oh, yeah. I didn't want to burden you with any kind of weird shit, but
What is this supposed to be now?
somebody died at the hospital. A doctor, I do believe, who just happened to trip down some stairs, and there's like an imprint, kind of like our Professor Ghosty guy, but
How do you,
less coherent.
like, did somebody tell you about this doctor? How do you know he
No,
fell down the stairs?
I'm just seeing ghosts now.
You are seeing ghosts now.
Well, and I thought about the morphine. I know that's what you're thinking, and I'm not saying I'm telepathic. I'm just saying it makes sense. But I was able to generate this. See, look at that! Look at that piece of paper. Look out in the light. And please don't just run out of here when you're done looking at it, because that's very rude.
Make a wits composure, Raven.
Oh, whoa! I was not ready to roll things. Um, we have to roll dice in this game. What? Um,
That actually reminds me, I might have to get my dice from the other room in a moment.
Lots of dice.
so, oh, I don't know why that's in there. What is all this? What are all these D6s doing in here? What the fuck? Did you put those in there? Motherfucker.
Oh, happy Mother's Day in advance.
Yeah, well, you better be a motherfucker. Let's see.
No, wait, did she get any specialist die? Did she specialize in some kind of?
Not that I know of.
I got 3 successes.
Yeah, you see it immediately. You see what the image is. It's very odd how it's just imprinted onto the notepad.
And how did you do this again?
Well, it's like when I died, I didn't come all the way back, so I can like touch this other place. Sometimes it's the meds, but this is clearly. You see my hands. I probably won't be able to draw or even type for at least a few more weeks. So I don't know. Maybe you can help me. I mean, you've got your spiritual stuff. Do you? I don't know. Can't you do like a cool ritual or something with cards and stuff?
I don't know what is happening here, Beth. This is not part of the world that I understand.
Well, I intuitively know a few minor details about whatever the hell this is going on. I can affect things like, I don't know, like I'm from beyond the grave. I don't feel I have. I don't feel I can do it for, as a parlor trick or something. But I think that this is going to help me make amends for some of the shit that I may be responsible for. And part of that is, well, I mean, part of that is not being able to pay my part of the rent, um, but also you've just been very kind to me, and I guess I want to share this with you. I want to, I don't know, be useful. I don't suppose you couldn't do me a favor and let me be a part of uh, one of your card readings, just to be around. I'd be fascinated to see how your spiritual divine side looks to me when you use it.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe you could do that, but we'd have to have the person's permission that I was reading for.
Yeah. Well, I think under most situations, people don't want somebody who's all burned up, at those things. But it's a spooky thing. It can be a spooky thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand what is happening here, and I don't know. I'm trying to, believe you guys. I'm trying to take it in. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to help either one of you, but at the same time, I don't know what that is, and we're gonna lose our home, and nobody seems to be concerned or focused on that, and I do not know where that puts us.
Yuko, you make it down to Margaret's office. You see her down there. The door's open. She's sitting at her desk playing solitaire and eating a plate of extremely greasy sausages.
I just think to myself, is this. Is she really like Miss Riley? As I think about this?
She looks up from her from the computer and just kind of like frowns at you. Her entire face just collapsing into like this wrinkly mess.
She's probably like in disgust by the way I look, because she looks like a wreck. Her hair's all fucked up. Her clothes are probably not the greatest.
What dumpster did you crawl out of?
I ignore this comment as I approach and I say, "So, you know about all of this, right?" I ask, waiting for a response.
All of what? She goes back to looking at her computer.
Oh, you know, those thorns. You know about them, right? And that tower? I mean, you're one of them, aren't you?
One of what? You're not making sense, Yuko. You want a sausage? Is that it? She holds up the plate of sausage to you.
I think that's the first time you've ever offered me something. I'll sit down. And I'll take the sausage. And I eat it.
She also eats one of the sausages, kind of like swallowing it down in one kind of like gulping dog-like motion. She eats the stick too.
Oh shit. So it's like a corn dog, kind of.
Yeah, it's a bunch of like mini sausage links with toothpicks stuck in them.
You know, I asked my my employer, after I heard what happened at the apartment a few months ago, because I had heard from my roommates about, certain things about you. And I asked my employer about you, and they said that you do know.
Listen, the sooner the three of you idiots get out of my building, the better. All right?
What do I have to give you to get information?
Information on what? What do you want, Youko?
I want to get back to that tower. And I lean in, and I it's like with her Sampaku, it's almost like she's just almost like glaring at her, but she's not doing that intentionally.
She kind of like looks away, kind of shifts in her seat. I can't give you what you want. I don't know how people awaken. It just fucking happens.
Maybe you don't have to tell me something you know. Maybe you know someone who knows something.
Nah, I
Or-
try and avoid the rest of them.
Or you know somewhere. Come on, you have to know something.
All I know, Yuko, is that getting involved in such things will ruin you. They'll ruin you faster than you're ruining yourself right now.
How am I ruining?
You want to get involved in magic? Fine, be my guest. You might as well just take a nose dive off the top of the building while you're at it. Nothing but pain is down that road, Yuko. Nothing but pain.
Why?
Just the nature of the beast, I guess.
I don't understand.
You get involved in magic, kid. Magic will take away everything you give a shit about. Alright? That's all you need to know.
You sound just like that librarian. It's best not to involve yourself in these kinds of things.
Sounds like a good bit of advice right there. I don't know who you're talking about, but
And how exactly am I ruining myself?
she kind of like looks at you and then just kind of like looks you up and down and kind of just shakes her head.
Say what you want to say. I mean, really, what do you have to be afraid of?
I'm not afraid of you, Yuko. Let's get that straight.
Do you pity me? Is that what it is?
Pity's a good word. Yeah, I pity you. Pity's a great fucking word.
Why?
It's like I said, you're about ready to take a nosedive. You're getting involved in the wrong sorts of people. I see you hanging out with that Miss Riley. I know what she is. I know who she is. I know who she works for.
Who does she work for?
No one that has anything good in mind for you, Yuko. And if you can, you should get out. That's what I keep telling you.
You didn't really answer my question. Who are they?
They call themselves the Diamond. They're... Let me ask you something. I could get in trouble for what I'm telling you. I could get fucking killed for it.
I remain silent as I look at her.
What's in it for me? If I tell you this, you and your friends need to get out. Do you understand that? No more excuses, no more delays. I want you out of my fucking building before you burn it down.
You
Do
don't
you
have
understand me?
you don't have to worry about that thing anymore. I took care of it.
Yeah. So what? I just wait till you try your next summoning ritual? Yeah, fucking right.
We didn't summon anything.
So you say. But I know a liar when I see one.
I look at her with a dead-ass look, and I say, do I look like a fucking liar?
You really want me to say it?
You don't have to, because obviously the answer is yes to you. What do you... Listen, I can't force them out. What do you want me to do? Hold them at gunpoint? Tell them we gotta fucking go?
If that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do.
And there's nothing else that you want from me. Nothing else I can do for you. Other than just to get the fuck out of here.
You're more trouble than you're worth, Yuko. All I want is you out. You and the rest of your coven.
Coven?
And you can summon demons or prance about in the rain all you want.
Coven? What the fuck is a coven?
It's a group of people who practice magic together. Don't you know anything? I've read enough books. I've seen the books in there.
Yeah, I have read a lot of stuff, but nothing that I find particularly fucking useful. And I didn't see any mention of a coven. No, it was all about ghosts and how, what was it, the free council or some bullshit like that is wrong about everything apparently. A whole lot of stuff that really doesn't have any sort of context to me.
Look, promise me you'll be out by the end of the eviction, and I'll tell you what I can. That's the deal we're making.
Well, I don't think the other two plan on staying here. And I don't.
Good. Make sure it stays that way then.
Alright. I'll go discuss my plans, but come on that day, I expect for you to keep your word.
She nods.
And I sleeve off with the same thing that those things back in Arcadia, or not Arcadia, in that place told me. And I say, you have to keep your promises. It's important. And I seem sort of spaced out at that. And as I walk back to the apartment. And I go,
Alright.
I go and I find Beth and Raven.
Yeah, so like I don't know, maybe 10 minutes after Yuko left, she comes back.
Okay, I look at them both, and I say, Margaret is really serious about kicking us out of this fucking place. We have to be out before that day comes. Because she says if we're here on that day of the eviction, she's gonna call the cops on our asses, and we're gonna go to fucking jail. Alright?
I'm glad that you're, finally paying attention, but I kind of feel like I don't know why you're telling me this when I've been trying to tell you this for weeks.
Trying to tell me what?
That we need to get out of here, that we don't have a place to live, that we need to make some kind of plan.
Okay. She seems to be having a hard time finding the words. Just we'll be out of here by then, right?
Well, I'll be out of here by then because I have to be, but I don't know what you're doing, Yuko.
I'm not gonna stay here.
Well, you just mope around. You have no money. What's your plan?
I don't need money. I need to find that tower. That's what I need.
Well, I can't do it anymore. Like, if you can't even think about anything else, if you can't make money, if you can't, pitch in, whatever, then I'm just gonna have to be on my own.
So I'm useless then?
I can't. What do you want me to do, Yuko? I don't have enough money to take care of all three of us. I've tried to help you. I'm trying to be understanding about all of this. I know that you've been through something. I know that Beth's been through something, but I can't live under a bridge. I don't.
And what about you, Beth? Are you gonna be out of here?
Well, yes.
Alright then, that's all I needed to fucking hear. As I go into my room, I slam the door behind me.
You're being very rude again. Don't like it.
And outside, the snow continues to fall.
I'm I am going to try to instigate a conversation between me and Raven, with us both outside her door. The key to this instigation is to annoy her, because she has annoyed us.
You're trying to annoy Yuko by having a conversation with me.
In a loud way in front of her door.
So you're
Now,
going
I, as
to
a player,
say
am
what?
not very familiar with drama, but I think my character could come up with something.
Okay.
Maybe some passive aggressive shit.
Okay, so you yell some passive aggressive shit, trying to start drama, and I just look at you with an exhausted look, and I shake my head and I say, "Good night, Beth," and I go in my room and close the door. I don't know if it's really night, but that's what I'm going with it.
It can be night. Night work.
And I'm gonna say another thing that she does each night. She just tries out a different form of meditation. Different positions, doing whatever she has to do just do something, basically.
I'm pissed, so I'm going to knock on the door until I get some answers.
Alright. As she hears the knocking, completely just going on and on and on. Alright, she just gets fucking fed up with this. As she goes to the fucking door, she swings it open. Yeah, I can hear you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, we were totally friends, and now you're I don't know, in some kind of faraway place. Why in the hell are you talking to us and then leaving? Why are you, we are trying to be good, and you are being bad. The three of us are together working. At least we were, which is what we said we were going to do.
I look at her for a second. How do you do it?
How do I yell?
No. You killed people. How do you live with yourself?
Please stop.
And
I'm not sure. I'm not in the room.
And
Whatever.
That'd be
Wish-
awesome if Raven yelled that from the other room.
the way that she said, the way that she says this, I know I kind of didn't catch the tone right. I meant for it to be more along the lines of like, she's genuinely asking you a question. Like, she's not trying to piss you off or anything. She just asks, how do you live with yourself?
Well, I mean, I think it caught up with me, didn't it?
How do you deal with the guilt?
Well, I died.
That's the price you paid?
Well, that's the start of it. Look, I could really use your help as a friend. I could use your help as an investigator. I could use your help as a person who knows this magic shit. Like people with magic and crazy ass shit.
I don't know jack shit about magic. To be
Well,
perfectly
I think you
honest
know
with
enough to run away from it, which I respect. But I think if we could run away from it together, it would be a much better situation.
I'm not trying to run away from magic. Oh, no. I'm trying to find it. But the problem is, I can't. But, you know, if you really want to know about magic, I'm not the person to talk to. It's Miss Riley that you want to talk with. Here, I'll tell you what. And I
Well, no,
take out
she
my...
is a bitch, and you are not usually a bitch.
Yeah? Well, she knows a whole lot more about this than I do. And I continue to write down on the notepad, this is her number. Text her, call her, do whatever you want. You'll find your answers. I'm sure. I'm positive. Actually, 100% positive. You will find something.
Well, I can ask her magic questions, and I appreciate that. I also need to find out exactly who's left, whose lives I've managed to destroy by my actions when I was 15. I burned down this house. I didn't mean to burn down the whole house. I certainly didn't mean to kill anybody. But now I'm back from the dead, and I need to make some amends. You gonna help me with that? Because it sounds like something a private investigator who's my friend could do.
Okay. I'm going to tell her all of the information that I know about the guy. I don't remember his name. I just go back through my Google searches because I remember I had searched for his exact name. What was his name, Micah?
That's a good question.
You had it somewhere.
Did I write it down?
Yeah. I think it was on your.
His name was Garrett Wessel.
His
Yeah.
name? Okay.
That
His
sounds
name
right.
was Garrett Wessel. He wasn't exactly the nicest person. Probably didn't deserve to be burned to a crisp. He was some sort of white supremacist or something.
I'll start laughing. I think he was a grand wizard. He actually had magic. Oh my god. Oh, this is
Does that answer your question?
hilarious.
Are you satisfied? He had a wife and a kid as well.
And all of them died in the fire.
Yeah, and all of them are dead, killed in the fire.
Yes, I could still use your help.
What else do you want to know?
I would like to know cousins, siblings, best friends.
Do you think that they would welcome you? That they would accept any sort of amends from you? I mean, really, what are you going to tell them? Beth, that you killed their relative, at best, they're not gonna fucking believe you. At worst, you're just gonna get yourself into some legal shit. Or worse, they're gonna pull out a fucking gun on you and actually kill you.
Well, I appreciate you helping me out. This is the kind of help I need.
If you want my
But I still
opinion,
feel like at the end of this, you're just going to walk out the door, and what I really need you to be is at my side. Look, I don't know what you're crazy about, obsessive, but I'm crazy about obsessive too. Why don't we work together? I'll help you, you help me. Maybe we even can pay the rent at a new place, obviously.
if you want my opinion, I would say, and I look you up and down as I say this, that after everything that that thing did to you, you've paid your amends.
Well, I think once I've completed my amends, I have little reason to remain here. I can just join my grandmother in the afterlife, in the gray, in the fading away.
That sounds completely and utterly depressing.
Thank you. I have some great pills too, if you need some.
What kind of pills?
We do need to pay rent.
I'll fetch my pills from my satchel there.
It's like a shit ton of painkillers, and is Beth on like antidepressants?
Probably.
Yeah, so painkillers and antidepressants.
I lean in.
Sounds like a fun time.
I lean in and I try to keep Raven from hearing this, and I say, I'll help you if you let me get some of that.
Sure.
Okay, before we go any further, what exactly do you want?
I want to know all the people who the killing of these three people have affected in a negative way.
Okay. I will. One second. I'm gonna look for the obituary for this guy. Does he have an obituary?
He does,
Okay, I'm gonna look for.
and you're able to find it.
I'm gonna look for the names of the loved ones that he left in his place.
He is survived by his mother.
Well, you're in luck. It turns out he only has one surviving, and I don't even know if she's still alive, because this has been a while now. But he has one surviving relative. His mom.
Well, she's got to have some feelings on this.
And I show him the obituary as proof of what I'm saying.
Well, knowing his names are very important.
Now I'm gonna do another Google search real quick, and I'm gonna look for residence, or any sort of like social media that might lead me to her.
Okay. She does have a Facebook, and you are able to find out that she is somewhere down in Virginia.
You got a ways to go. She's in Virginia. Yeah. Not really useful. But I have found the information that you were looking for, so, I bet you uphold your part of the bargain. You gotta keep your promises, Beth. It's so important. You gotta keep those promises.
I was going to hand it to you, but you weren't paying enough attention, so it's right here.
Alright. I take it, and I say thank you. And it seems like she's trying to be polite, but it also seems like it's taking an extraordinary amount of effort for her to do so. As she goes to go back into her room, she turns around one last time and she asks, was there anything else?
Well, I mean, I could have Google searched We need to figure out how we can, I don't know, make amends to this lady.
Well, I think that's something that you have to do. You're the one that wronged her, right?
Yes, but a private investigator can tell me a bunch of information that I don't know how to get myself. I can Google till the cows come home for sure,
What kind of
but
information do you want?
where does she work? What kind of bills does she have? What kind of debts does she have?
I think the
Uh,
word that you're looking for is stalker, more than private investigator.
they're the same thing.
No, not really.
Yeah, one of them you pay to be a stalker.
The intention is completely different. A stalker stalks for their own well-being, for their own obsession. A private investigator works on behalf of another to right a wrong. It's all about intention.
I don't think that's true. I'm not in the room.
So I'm trying to do good. I paid you in drugs. You're a private investigator. What part am I missing here? Because I thought I was saying I need your help, and you just said yes. Private investigators are helpful.
Okay, I will help you. I will look up, try to find some more information about this person. But I'm gonna do it tomorrow. It's late. I'm tired.
I need to do some drugs.
Is that okay with you?
Well, give me half those meds back in case you decide to off yourself or something, or just run out.
You don't have to worry. I don't want to die. It's what I'm trying to avoid, actually.
All right. Well, tomorrow would probably be fine. I'm gonna.
I promise. I'll keep my promise. And I go into my bedroom. And as I close the door, I down the pills, and I start to go back to my meditation.
All right.
All right. That bottle of painkillers, you just ate them all. Just
You handed me the fucking bottle? What the fuck?
You guys maybe should have discussed this deal a little more detail.
Yeah, she just takes the whole fucking bottle.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to be like looking up the overdose rules.
Yeah, no. I was under the impression that you were giving me like a single dose of whatever it is that you're on.
Overdosing on painkillers is an ambulance ride and a here, drink this charcoal until you throw up really, really hard repeatedly for 20 minutes.
Probably not the worst thing Yuko has been through.
No. It's not a pleasant experience, though.
So I go in, I take the one dose of everything, and I'm going to meditate as I fall asleep.
All right. And Beth, I assume you go to bed as well.
I do, but I consciously miss my next dose. I want to somehow use this, as maybe a way of, maybe as a way of, punishing myself, but also maybe I have this intrinsic knowledge that I can like hurt my pattern or something to create mana, like some kind of energy in me.
Yeah, you could totally do that. You feel the well, you feel your form, your pattern, and as you kind of lay there, that the pain starting to kind of like come over you in waves, you realize that you could take your pattern apart. You could rend it apart, and sup the energy that flowed out, recoup it, rather. Do you do this?
What's my intuition say about how much it will hurt me?
It's going to hurt a lot. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
It won't kill you.
Gonna
You
fucking
don't
hurt.
think it'll kill you. But it's going to be an unpleasant form. You're literally like breaking your body down into magical energy.
All right. Well, if there's even a chance that it would kill me, I think I will instead, spend a couple of hours just staring at my form, my pattern, and trying to think, okay, when I'm a little bit stronger, I'm gonna cut out maybe this piece and this piece, so I'm really focused on that and trying to understand uh, exactly how to go about doing this once I'm stronger.
Because you skipped your medication dose, I'm going to say you have a -1 wound penalty going on as this pain just starts kind of like rippling through your entire body. And as you're laying in bed, kind of focusing on your pattern, trying to view your pattern and the energy inside of you, this chill kind of comes through the room and runs up and down your spine. And you immediately can tell that there's something magical in the air, something that isn't you.
All right, I'll try to maneuver towards where I think it's coming from.
You don't
Maybe
have
follow.
to maneuver far as you simply open your eyes, and in the darkness of the room, you see a ghost standing by your bedside. A young woman, her eyes bloodshot and bulging, her neck slightly crooked off to the right. She kind of brings her hands up to her throat and like pantomimes choking as she slowly begins to float off her feet above the bed. The tree, help us! The tree, Moth Park, help us!
Could you repeat that?
Did you guys not catch any of that?
Say what now?
I think I overheard things, but overheard them wrong. So that's what.
What did you think you heard?
Um, the tree help us.
Yes,
The tree?
the tree.
Oh, I see. That's not what I heard. So I
And
don't.
then
She said, the tree, help us, Moth Park.
Moth Park.
And that name actually, it rings a bell for you. You used to go for jogs back when you still could jog through that park. It's not far away. And suddenly you wake with a jolt. Your eyes fluttering open. You must have fallen asleep while meditating on your pattern, but the room is ungodly cold, and when you roll over in your bed, you see that the bedroom window is open. And the wind must have blown some snow through, because there's like maybe an inch of snow across the carpet. And these very faint footprints lead from the window to your bedside.
Wow. I will. What time is it?
It's 2 a.m.
I'll I'll see if I can't get the phone on um the phone, the camera on my phone to try to get a picture of that scene, because it'll be one thing I get to share with my colleagues, but it'll also be something that would look really good if I ever get down to doing my virtual reality shit again. This is some good shit.
So you try and pick up your phone, but the nerve endings in your hand are so damaged that it slips from your hand and clatters to the floor.
Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Hey, my virtue is passion,
Mm-hmm.
and I thoroughly engaged with my passion, storming
What way?
into, pounding on the door and forcing a confrontation.
Yeah, you could start like kicking the wall or something to try and like wake Raven and Yuko up.
Now, I was just wondering if that scene of the long conversation between, the heated conversation between me and Yuko, if that was enough to give me some of my willpower back.
Oh,
It is my virtue. It took a whole scene. It was a great scene, but I don't know exactly. Not sure I've ever successfully used my virtue, because I know it's a little bit more
the main thing
intense.
is you have to be putting yourself at some measure of risk to fulfill the virtue.
Man, I don't know what Yuko's gonna do. She's fucking crazy. That's what I'd be saying.
Yeah, I mean the only thing she was really risking was, you know, Yuko going crazy.
It was a good, well role played scene though. I'd be willing to give you one willpower.
All right.
He'll take it.
But let's see now. Would waking up the others? All I would do is piss them off. I'm
All
gonna
right.
let them get some sleep, and I'm going to close the window
How?
if I can.
How?
I don't
Um,
have really good nerve endings, but there's it might
you're
be.
actually you're struggling to get out of the bed without help.
All right. Well, this is gonna be some crazy shit. Well, I happen to know that many of these older apartment complexes have some things that don't fit quite right. I bet if I waited about 3 hours, that this would probably slide down on its own from gravity. So I'm gonna use my force ability and hopefully coerce the the mechanism to simply close on its own.
Hmm.
I mean, if the wind could open it, certainly gravity could close it, right?
Perhaps. Yeah, I suppose you could compel uh, the wind or friction to kind of like slide the window closed. You can give it a try.
Cool.
So gnosis and forces.
Go with the -1 penalty.
Yes.
All right. See if I can do it with one die. Nope. Oh well.
Yeah, you can't make that connection.
Damn, baby
And the
mages are
room
weak.
continues to get colder. Say again, Mitchell.
Man, these baby mages, they weak.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna see if I can find like a stick or a bat or whatever it is that I happen to have lying around that I can maybe, with both hands can lift up and try to, you know, urge through simple mechanics, uh, the the window to close.
Okay. I'm happy to say that there's a baseball bat nearby, and you manage to like poke at the window till it eventually gets like nudged shut. Could have just called for help, but after about half an hour of straining and grunting and pushing at the window, it moving like an inch at a time, closer to being shut. Of course, you still have snow all over the floor.
I will make sure my phone is not in the wet areas. If it does seem to be in the wet areas, I will do my best to
Man,
save my phone.
man, Margaret is not gonna be happy when she fucking reclaims this house, dude. Like, the floor is burned, there's salt all over the living room, the fucking carpet is like ruined. Oh, it's wet and burns.
That's what the deposit's all about.
Of course.
I feel like we maybe caused a little more damage than our deposit would.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do with the remainder of the night, Beth?
Yeah, I'll get some sleep if I can. I'll take my next dose when it comes, and
All right, and the next morning does come. You take your morning dose, so that -1 penalty goes away, and you all wake up.
I wake up disappointed once again.
Indeed, no dreams, no tower, nothing.
Maybe I need something stronger. Hmm.
I don't have anything stronger than these opioids.
Hmm. Anyways, I will. I'll get up.
Someone doing blow?
I'm blowing my nose. 1 sec.
Nah, that's
Ew.
that's the sound that my feet make as they like wade through the snow outside of my door. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's just like a shoveling sound almost. Do I notice the water coming from Beth's room? Micah?
Yeah, there are clumps of snow like sticking out from underneath her door.
What the fuck? I'm gonna knock on the door. Beth? Beth, are you awake?
Now.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
I open the door. Why is there snow on the ground?
Ghost.
What? What do you mean? Ghost.
They're just coming out of the woodwork.
And there's snow on the ground because of the ghost.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
No, that makes no sense. Is the
I was
snow
getting-
is the snow still on the ground? Or is
It's
it...
mostly melted. You can't see the footprints, but there's still snow.
Okay. Did you forget to close the window? Or ask Raven to close it for you, or me?
Nope, opened by itself. When I was visited by by a ghost.
Okay. Whose ghost?
Well, somebody who was hung from a tree is my guess, based on what I was seeing.
Hung from a tree.
Yes.
And did they say anything?
They did. They said that I needed to help them with the tree and Moth Park, park down the way.
Um, can I make, can I try to discern whether or not I think that Beth is fucking with me?
Sure, make a empathy, either an empathy or subterfuge manipulation.
Subterfuge manipulation it is. One, two, three, four. Yeah.
Mitchell, you have to be the happiest person when you get to use your top stats.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. I got 2 successes.
She's telling the truth. You're pretty sure. You don't think she's pulling your leg?
Okay, I take out my notepad. You said that was Moth Park, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. It's the one down the way. I'll get
You
better.
are aware of the park, Yuko, although you've never been there.
Okay. And there was something about a tree, right?
Yeah, and like I said, the ghost had like a broken neck.
Okay,
So
perfect. We found what we're gonna do next. You need help getting dressed, right?
yeah,
Do you want me to help you? Do you want Raven to help you? You want to go to the park, right?
I do want to go to the park,
Okay. So how are we gonna do
but maybe
this?
um, I'm very surprised that you're helping me like this. I appreciate it.
Well, helping you helps me. One of the things I was told if I want to get back to that tower is I gotta keep on looking into this shit. And I
Yes,
think
yes.
this
Don't
is
worry.
yours.
I will. I promise. I'll still think of you as selfish. Um, but I think Raven will be happier if she sees that we're getting along and getting out. Maybe we will, you know, still be a part of the plan for our new place. In fact, we should also get a new place while we're out.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. Absolutely. Uh, so yeah, what do you need to do to be able to get out of this bed?
Well, I mean, I can usually get myself up. It just takes me a little while getting my legs inside the pants is like not something I want to do. But I have lots of shorts,
Okay.
and let's let's try to get one of those on.
Okay. Do you want my help?
Yes, since you're offering it, very much so.
Okay. Well, let's do this then. Um, what do I do first?
Well, you just have to have a little patience, as I'll get up and take my time. And
I'll help her get out of the bed.
All right, you do so. She gets out.
You're lucky I love you,
and
Beth.
yep, you're going to see my naked, burned body. I'm sure it will be as much joy to you as it is to me.
Well, look at
You know,
look at the bright side.
everything's a fetish for somebody.
Actually, never mind. That's not really a bright side. Forget I said anything. Yeah. So I help her get out of the bed.
Mm-hmm. You help her get dressed. What is Raven doing?
Raven is trying to avoid her roommates and go to work.
That's sad.
For the sake of group cohesion, let's say that this is one of the days where she has off.
Okay.
What is she doing on her day off?
Maybe she hears the, commotion of something going on. You know?
Yeah, I guess I will. Let's see. She'll go in the and is Beth's door open or closed?
It's open. I left it open.
Yeah.
Then I'll just peek in this, the door and whatever, and be like, "What's going on? You guys need help?"
We're going to the park. Get a little sunshine and this pleasant winter day. You want to come with?
Raven looks very suspicious.
I smile, like just showing the complete whites of my teeth. Isn't that right, Beth? I say.
Which which makes Raven even more suspicious. What the freaky crack?
Hey, it was Beth's idea, not mine. All right.
I need for you both and for myself to know if I'm just crazy, which I admit I do have crazy, or if I'm crazy and I am seeing supernatural stuff. And something supernatural wonky, woo, told me that this park, there's a tree, and it looked like they had broken their neck. This ghost. It was just like that Hill on the House show. Broken Neck Girl.
Hill on the House.
Well, at worst, we're gonna spend a day in the park. At best, well, I don't know what the best outcome of the situation is, but at worst, we're gonna spend a day in the park. So let's
At
go.
best, we would, find another place to live, and you two would get jobs. That would be the best.
Hey, we can
But-
always make a tree house.
Treehouse. Yeah.
We can make a,
Okay.
a
That's a
rope.
nice part of town, but not too expensive.
We could make a rope and pulley system and everything to get Beth up there every day.
Oh shit! You better bring your belt buckle.
I know, right? It's perfect. Thank you for reminding me.
Somebody needs to just get you a multi-tool for Christmas or something.
Yeah, I meant to buy one, but I'm kind of broke right now. So yeah, let's
Yeah.
go. Let's get out of here.
I gotta say, I bet Raven's really happy as we're going out. I'm pretty sure Raven's really happy you didn't pull out a brand new tool set, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Be like, how did you afford that? Like, oh, I didn't have to pay rent this week.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's the 3 pieces of information that I got from my vision or fucking craziness
What was the tree at the park
at the park.
and what?
They needed help,
Mm.
so I don't know. Could be that somebody was hung last night.
Yes.
There was a thing on the little, what do you call that? The radio thing, the computer.
Yes.
Said take your meds.
Yes. Okay.
Hi, Hurry.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. I guess Raven will go with them, even though she
You gotta
sees
drive
no
us.
point in any of this.
You gotta drive us.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it
say
would
it
be
would take.
difficult to walk there full of snow.
I was gonna say it would take Tobias, but he probably doesn't want to go for a walk in the snow, being that he's a lizard and shit. So, like,
Alright, so we make our way to the park then?
Yep, you do. It's like a 5-minute drive. You get there in no time. As it's not snowing, but as there's about like 6 inches or 8 inches of snow just kind of piled everywhere. There's really no one at the park. However, it is open. Um, as you drive through the park gates, there's a plaque on the side that you kind of glance at, and it reads, Moff Park was originally the estate of Thomas Moff, a wealthy industrialist and philanthropist who made a fortune manufacturing nails, barrel staves, barbed wire, and paper clips. He was a nature lover who maintained the grounds of his mansion as a well-kept oasis in the city. Moff was well liked by the community and admired for his generosity to charities, as well as for his business acumen. Shortly after the tragic death of his wife and children, the estate and mansion were sold to the city. 5 years later, the grounds were converted to a park and named in his honor.
Wow, sounds like a pretty nice guy. So I wonder what he's hiding.
The tragic death
Yep, that's what it says.
of his wife and children.
I'm gonna Google what happened to them. Like, what happened exactly?
Okay, do an academics intelligence test.
Oh, no investigation and stuff? Oh, man.
Let me see. Let me see here. Because in my mind, academics would also apply to like researching
No, I'll take
something.
academics if you want. I was just curious.
Investigation would be like digging through the snow for shit, you know.
Okay. Academics is fine. And academics what?
Intelligence.
Okay, that's still pretty good. Okay. We got 4 die. 0 successes.
You find
You like
the
spell his name
website.
wrong in Google, so you get nothing.
You actually do find the website for the park. It talks about Thomas Moth, about his business accomplishments, how he was very much a well-known historic figure in the early 1900s. It mentions that his wife and children died tragically. Again, doesn't mention how, and that he lived out the rest of his life alone after donating his mansion and into what would eventually become the park.
Well, I got nothing, Beth. You know, just that they died tragically. So, yeah. Where are
Well,
we?
let's check out all the trees and see if there's any, I don't know, something weird about the trees.
The
Something
park
that looks like
itself.
somebody. What's
Oh, sorry. Continue, Beth.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, we can check out the trees and see if they've, healed up from different damage and stuff. Over 100 years, there's got to be some kind of
See if there's any ghosts hanging from them.
that. Yes.
I mean, we've come all the way out here. May as well take a stroll through the park. Let's go. As I begin to push her, I'm using you as a snowplow through the path.
I want you guys both to know that this condition that I'm going to have for the rest of my life, one of its wonderful elements is that cold seems to affect me a lot. It's really kind of interesting. It's like I have no body fat. So, very nice. I'm all chittering and chattering there.
Man, it's too bad you decided to wear shorts on a cold winter day.
That's why I have that blanket to cover my legs.
So as you take a stroll through the park, you pass a band shell, an abandoned sports field, and the last third of the park is just like trees. It's just like this forested area. And on the way there, as you're like walking down the trail, pushing the snow out of the way, you pass this field with all these like little doll pieces sticking out from the snow.
Huh.
There's just like doll arms and Barbie heads just kind of like scattered about this field,
Is this
partially sticking out from the snow.
Is this mentioned in the park description at all?
It is. It is literally labeled as Doll Field.
Well, that is very aptly named. I can't imagine where
What
they
a-
got that name from.
What is the point of Dollfield?
It's where dolls go.
If you want to research why there's a field of Dahl, you can make an academics intelligence.
Might as well. Let's do it. I'm doing it. Anybody want to assist me?
I would love to assist.
All right.
You could do the typing this time.
Yeah, I bring my arms around in a almost like hugging motion as I allow Beth to like see my phone, hoping that my embarrassing history doesn't like pop up on the autofill.
It would be very awkward. You like burn victims, huh? Suddenly you're helping me while new doesn't seem as much of a positive.
Nah, man. I was looking up burn comedy. I said, you got burned, but not you, Beth. Never you. So yeah, we will combine our powers into one. Let's see why.
Who is the primary actor?
Since I'm doing the typing, me, I imagine.
All right, Beth, make a academics intelligence.
How about something with computers?
You're not hacking anything. You're just surfing the internet.
I know all about computers.
Don't argue with the GM.
I know what Google likes.
It's such a pet peeve.
All right, so my non-existent academic skill plus what?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Oh, I have an
Remember, if
intelligence.
you have nothing in academics, it's a -3.
Oh my god.
So I get my luck roll.
Yep.
Guess there was a reason for me to go to college rather than learn everything on my own.
Oh my god.
All right, well, I didn't get a 1, but I did not get a success either.
Beth is a negligible help, Youko. If you can make academics intelligence.
Just do not look up water sports, I'm telling you.
Okay. Academics intelligence. 0 successes.
You are unable to discover why there is a field of doll heads at this park.
No dice. It seems.
I'll take a shot at it.
All right, academics.
Oh, 8 is a success, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
1 success.
Okay.
At least I spelled his name right.
Yeah, you do
He's
an
silent.
in-depth search of some of the areas around Moth Park, and you discover that maybe like 50 years ago there was a toy factory that used to dump its unwanted parts in the area that would become the park.
Does she relay this information to us?
The factory itself is now long closed and has been replaced by a mini mart.
That seems very strange.
What's that?
Used to be a toy factory here. They dump their stuff in this area.
I mean, they have to dump it somewhere. Might as well dump it here, right?
I don't know. Seems like, you'd take it to a dump. But I don't know. Seems weird, but that's what it says.
Okay.
Make a wits composure roll, Beth.
Wits. Composure. Two successes.
off, like far off in the distance, you see a movement, and you see a single kind of figure walking amongst the trees. You kind of lean closer. It appears to be a woman in a white kind of nightgown,
Do I
or
know?
not a nightgown, but like a white shirt, and her head is like oddly crooked.
Do I notice Beth like staring off into the distance all of a sudden?
You do, and you follow her gaze, and you see nothing out there amongst the trees.
Can you see something, Beth?
I think so. Let me see if I can. Can you help me get over there?
I mean, I
I'm
could, but will I? Yes, of course
Would
I
you
will.
please?
I will.
All right.
Yes. Where are we going?
I'm gonna go into like a trance-like thing. I know it'll look like I'm in a drug-induced stupor, but I'm actually like trying to focus.
Okay. Well, I will lead you where you command. So I push forward.
I would like to learn more about this bent neck lady.
Yes, she is indeed a ghost. You can tell that from the brief glimpses that you get of her as she walks through the forest. Eventually, she goes behind a tree and doesn't come out the other side.
Hmm. I think that tree may be the root of the problem.
I just look at Beth with this just look of disdain. That was wow. So we're just standing.
Do you like the joke?
We're just standing in the middle of this forest now, right?
Yeah. And when you get close to the tree, you look behind it. There's no lady there.
Okay, I'm going to look at the tree and see if there's anything else unusual about it. I'm just like pacing around it pretty much. It's this tree, right, Beth? This is the one?
Yeah, this is the one.
Okay. I'm just looking up at it.
And while Yuko is examining it, you look over, Beth, you look over Yuko's shoulder, and you see the woman standing at further away, deeper into the forest. And she kind of raises her hand and like points off to the right.
Okay. We are being guided, probably to our doom, by a ghost. I really honestly can't say whether I'd rather go with you guys to show you that what I'm seeing is correct as we die, or to say, let's live.
Well, that sounds boring, and we're here now, so where are we going?
Well, she pointed off in this direction now.
Okay, well, let's go in that direction, I say as I begin to wheel Beth in that direction.
Raven,
It is getting very difficult to. By this point, you've lost the path. You've gone off the road, and if Beth's wheelchair isn't getting stuck in the snow, it's getting stuck on roots. It's becoming very difficult to push her forward, but you're managing,
I'm
although
huffing.
it's slow going.
I'm huffing and puffing by this point. Why is this so fucking difficult? Fuck.
I don't know. I think we're gonna get stuck at some point.
How much as I push you over another route? Further.
I'm looking to see if I can find the young lady again. You say she was a young lady or an older one?
Yes, she was a young lady with short blonde hair. And as you're looking around, you go over the route that Yuko's pushing around, and you come around the corner of a tree, where you see this huge, large sycamore, just towering all over the other trees, and there are about a dozen bodies hanging from ethereal ropes
From what?
around its branches.
What kind of ropes?
Ethereal?
Oh, ethereal.
Yeah, ethereal ropes.
Oh, okay.
But we
So-
don't see
And
this, right? It's
They're
just
all
like a
ghosts
tree.
there?
Raven and Yuko, you do not see this. However, you do see the corpse of that young blonde woman lying at the base of the tree.
What the
But-
fuck? I
The
immediately...
actual, so the actual dead body of.
Yes, there is an actual dead body at the base of the tree, and when Beth looks at the tree, she sees a dozen ghosts hanging from ethereal ropes.
I immediately did.
Most of them are moving and kind of softly wailing in agony.
Okay, I immediately.
Sounds faintly like the wind.
I draw my my revolver. I know it doesn't have any bullets in it, but if anybody is watching, they don't know that. And I go up to the body. I'm just like looking around, all fucking suspicious like.
Can you tell if she did this herself?
That's what I'm trying to fucking find out. I say as I approach, as I slowly and
Oh, if
cautiously
she'll answer my question.
approach the body.
No, I mean, don't you have that? Isn't that a power you have now? You can tell.
Oh, that's true. Now that we have,
corpse.
yeah,
So,
that's right.
As a side note, I'm going to add that I don't think Miss Riley ever collected her Beretta from you.
okay,
So
then
you still have that.
I have that then, so I draw that.
And what's Raven doing?
Oh man. She has had
I can tell that many
more
people...
than enough dead bodies hanging around. I think she would. I mean, is it like an old?
desiccated.
I mean, is it possible that to try to save her, or does she look like she's been dead for a few days?
She
down there?
looks very clearly dead.
Okay.
She's not decomposition has not set in yet.
But it's not like you would try to do CPR or anything.
No, she is
She's gone.
frosted over with snow and
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I think Raven would maybe take out her phone and start to call the police. I think.
okay. Yuko, make an investigation wits roll.
Fucking perfect. And this is a crime scene, I imagine.
This indeed is a crime scene. Yes.
Finally.
5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to use a point of willpower. So that
All right.
brings me up to 11 die.
Holy crap!
Yeah. 1,
Is it a
2,
crime scene though?
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay.
We don't really know that.
Yeah. So here's how I approach. I do not touch the body with.
They just
my
wandered out
hands.
there. And...
But I see that. there's
If I
at least
need
more.
if I need to mess with it at all, I'm gonna use my foot. To,
Okay.
Do that. All right. Because I don't have any gloves and I don't want my fucking fingerprints on this. I'm also
Makes
looking,
sense.
I'm also looking in the surrounding environment for anything of interest. Footprints, a weapon, whatever.
So, with a quick glance, you're able to tell that she died from a broken neck. There is a rope mark around her throat, indicating that she was strangled. You see no footprints in the surrounding snow around you. You think it would still be visible. She's no more than a day old. Her purse is right there, laying next to the body.
Okay. I'm gonna take out my phone, and I'm gonna text to Beth. And I'm gonna say this: I don't see any footprints leading. There's no footprints leading here, to here, or away from here, right? Nothing like that.
Aside from your own, yeah.
Okay.
And why are you texting her? She is right there.
I know, but here's what I'm gonna text her. I'm gonna say that if this is a murder, the murderer might still be in the area. Don't say anything. let Raven know. That's what I texted.
So my phone buzzes and I'm like, oh shit, I have to try this again. So I put my hands in there and try to lift it up and try to, I probably change it so that's like the pattern instead of having to type in a code. And how do I do? Do I successfully do it or do I drop it in the snow?
Give me a dexterity. I almost want to say dexterity larceny because it's kind of like a sleight of hands kind of thing that you're trying to do. Or it's a sleight of hands for you, anyway.
Oh,
Dude, that's like gotta be a -5, at least.
So, and remember, you are -4 on physical actions.
critical failure.
Oh my god. She activates the text-to-voice function.
Oh, that guy might be right over there.
Is that what happens?
No, it isn't. I'm gonna say she drops it into the snow. Like she's clearly struggling with it, and it slips from her hand as she's pulling it from her pocket, and it falls into the snow.
Okay. Not knowing that Beth has completely and utterly failed at, doing this, because she's so fixated on what's in front of her, I'm going to take... Do I have a jacket?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take my jacket, and I'm going to use it as, like, a makeshift glove. Pair of gloves, right? Basically to, like, look inside of the purse.
Her wallet's in there. Her credit cards are in there. She has cash on her.
I'm going to check who the fuck this person is.
Lenora Wilson was her name. She was 26 years old.
I write all that information down on my notepad. Lenora Wilson. Okay. Is there anything else of interest in this purse besides that?
Some perfume.
Okay. Nothing else.
Her keys.
Okay, so she has her keys.
She has her keys. She has her money. She has her credit cards. Doesn't look like she was robbed or anything.
Okay, so whoever did this didn't do it for any sort of belongings. I write that down on the notepad as well. That this was not done to rob her either. Okay. And besides
the
this,
keys in there?
I say, yeah, the keys are in here still, along with all of her other stuff. And besides this tree, there's nothing else of interest out here, right?
No, not that you can see.
I feel like I can find out how she died.
I can tell you how she died. Somebody broke her fucking neck. Her neck is just fucked. Strangled, it looks like.
Is it strangled or was she hung? There's a difference between those two.
I look around for a rope. On the tree, on the ground.
Nope. No ropes on the tree, no ropes on the ground.
Strangled.
Well, she committed suicide. She used some kind of self-immolating rope. I'm going to rule out suicide.
There's no footprints. There should be footprints, but there's no footprints.
Well, no, because the snow just came out in the last few days, right?
Yeah, but we should still be able to see something. I'm gonna take out my phone and I'm gonna call Miss Riley.
She does not pick up.
Okay, I'm gonna answer.
I don't suppose you could.
I'm gonna send her a text message saying,
You could like,
"Hey, I found."
use your touching thing.
I'm gonna text her and say, "I have a case. I could use your help." That's what I text her.
That's a good question, Micah.
Yeah.
Does the
psychometry or whatever? Does that work on
Dead bodies?
like does it work on like people? It says physical objects, so I didn't know.
I would say
This-
it doesn't work on bodies, but it could work on some of her belongings.
Okay. What is it uh what does it look like is the most, kind of like personal effect that is on in her purse or on her person or
I'm gonna say she has a necklace. She has an opal necklace.
okay, that she's wearing?
Yes.
All right, so I still have to like basically touch a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. All right, the psychometry is where's the thing? Wits occult. That's what it is.
And spend a willpower for that.
Yeah. Okay. I just couldn't remember what I was supposed to roll. All right. Well, let's see if my see if my rolling is any better than it has been for a while. 4, 6, 8. Should I use another willpower? Sure, why not? But I'm going to use another willpower. That's 3 more, right?
You're using another willpower?
Yeah.
Oh, for the actual wits occult roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and that is
that
another 3 die.
that's 3 more. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure we had that right. All right. Let's see if I can do anything at all with this. Let's see. Oh, I got 3 rerolls. Holy shit.
Nice.
Plus a 9, so I have at least 4. Let me reroll. Nothing more. So 4. So I get to ask you 4 questions.
Indeed.
Holy shit.
What?
Or are these yes or no questions?
They're either yes or no questions, or they're questions from this list.
Oh, okay.
Specifically. So, what?
By the way, what does it look like when you're like doing this?
I have to be touching the object, so I would be like, in this case, I would be like bent over and kind of, I wouldn't like take it off of her, but I would, kind of grab the necklace in my hand,
You're gonna have to keep that necklace. If you call the cops and they find your fingerprints on that, it's not gonna end well for you.
And I have my eyes closed and I'm trying to concentrate, so you should be quiet.
Okay.
And so is the question, there's the question, what breaking point caused this event? Is that like gonna tell me like what her breaking point, like what is that gonna tell me? I'm not really sure what that means.
1 second. What breaking point caused the event? I suppose if a breaking point was involved, you would know about it. I'm not too clear on it either.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna ask who. I'm gonna ask who remembers this moment the most, because I'm gonna assume it's not her because she's dead.
Okay.
Let's see what you did there.
You receive a brief vision of the tree, of the sycamore tree in front of you. It's at night and it's illuminated by the moon. Um, the woman whose eyes you're looking through is like staring at it and like screaming. That's the first part of the vision.
She's just seeing the tree and she's screaming.
Yes.
Okay. Did the tree kill her?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Holy shit.
You you feel this like palpable sense of just like evil and malice coming from the tree as Lenora in your vision turns and begins like running away from it.
Holy fuck.
So I just know, like, I don't see anything. I just like know that it was the tree that killed her. Like, I don't see it reaching for her or something.
As she runs from the tree, suddenly she grabs her throat, and you feel the actual constriction in your own throat as she suddenly is like lifted up off the ground with a horrifying like snapping sound.
Okay. Is the tree um
Are you guys there? Fuck. Seriously? My fucking internet decided just to fucking shit on me. What did I miss?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to say, I don't think the psychometry description is not the clearest of what I can and can't reveal to you. I feel like, but yes, you are missing something.
What did I miss, by the way?
I don't know how long you've been gone.
Like,
I didn't know you were gone.
the last thing I heard was, is the tree, and then I fucking lost connection.
Oh, I decided I couldn't make that question make sense. So then I asked, am I missing something in the scene? And the answer was yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Is it possible the rope is under some snow?
No. No, it is not under some snow. Yuko is.
That was
carefully
not my
examining it.
question, by the way.
I know.
So we've already searched around and we know it's not there.
Yes, Yuko has.
and I didn't see a. I mean, not that I'm like out of my thing yet, but I didn't see a rope. It was.
Although Beth sees plenty of ropes. She sees a shit ton of ropes hanging from that tree.
Yeah. But I'm not sure that we would find a physical rope based on what I saw.
No, you have not found a physical rope.
Is this woman, what's her name, Lorraine?
Yeah.
Is Lorraine somehow connected to the other ghosts that Beth sees hanging from the tree? I mean, outside of the, obvious they were killed by the tree, but are they have some other connection?
Aside from they were killed by the tree?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So I
this
guess
vision of her dying, of the horrible snapping sound as she is yanked up into the air, and then the vision kind of fades.
So I let the others know what I saw, and I'm like, that this tree, it's the tree. The tree is killing people.
That makes sense with what I'm seeing too.
But there's not going to be physical evidence here.
You said the tree killed her.
Like the tree, yes, the tree itself is somehow killing people, and it's and you're not going to find, even though if she was autopsied, the autopsy would say she died from, like being hanged, basically. You're not going to find any physical evidence of that.
But my point is this: the tree that we were standing right next to, and I began to back away, killed her.
Yes, is killing people. Yes.
Let's get the fuck out of here, I say.
But we're missing something. There's something. I know there's something else here.
How do you know it's here?
Because I know it's here. I can't. This is just how my powers work. Okay. I know that we're missing something, and that it is in this. It is in this area.
Okay.
All right, so we're all agreed that we believe Raven when she says she has powers. So can we also all agree that I might have some powers too, and not totally crazy?
I really feel like you're the only one so far who said that you're crazy. So I'm not really sure why you're being defensive.
I think she's projecting a little.
So, Micah.
Yeah.
There's nothing else of interest in this area besides the tree, the body, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I should say that Beth, through your active mage sight, that this tree is just like radiating like death energy.
I'm gonna investigate the tree. I'm gonna look for anything of interest on the tree.
All right. Give me investigate wits.
Perfect. Putting in willpower. Anybody want to assist me?
If I can assist you by, somehow using the visions that I can see that you guys can't see, I could probably help that way.
Okay, so I say out loud. Okay, so you know that you're missing something, but the only other thing in this area is this tree and this body. I don't think we're missing anything with the body, so it has to be the tree, right? So I begin just like pacing around the tree from a good distance. I want to make sure I'm relatively safe, just close enough to see anything that I might need to see.
Yeah, you might want to back away. And Raven's gonna walk towards the tree, and I'm gonna use my psychometry on the tree.
Okay. Yeah. The first thing that Yuko notices as you pace around the tree are near the bottom of the tree, partially covered by the snow and whatnot, is a heart carved into the tree with the initials HC plus FM.
Okay, HC plus FN.
FM.
FM. Okay, I write that down on my notepad.
And you find a plaque partially covered by the snow. You kind of brush that away. And it reads American Sycamore, and the Latin name for it that I can't pronounce. Perhaps the oldest tree in the park, the sycamore is said to have been present before Thomas Moth purchased this land and built his estate. Its true age is unknown.
Okay.
You do not find anything else. So with Raven, with her psychometry roll. It's another point of willpower.
Yes, and I am using an extra point of willpower again.
Wow, 4 willpower in one scene. Going all out.
Shit's about to get real.
I mean, I feel like this tree might kill me, so I'm trying to make it worth it. Oh, 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay.
4 successes. Okay. Look at the questions here. Let me go with what is the strongest emotion here. I feel like this could tell us something, or it could be totally wasted. I don't know, but
The strongest emotion.
with the tree specifically.
Yeah, assuming it can murder things, it should have some emotions.
You feel intense pain and fear, almost desperation, like kind of surges through you.
Okay. Did you say that all the bodies hanging from the tree were women?
No, I did not say that.
Okay.
Keep in mind, you can't see those bodies.
No, I know, but I was assuming that Beth was saying that they were there.
I don't think she's mentioned that they are there. She's been quite quite calm about the dozens of living, screeching, wailing bodies hanging from the tree.
About what you're seeing.
Remember I said I felt like I was halfway in this like alternate death realm? I think this tree is too. And it has killed a lot of people on different limbs even.
You notice Lenore's ghost is up in the tree, hanging, choking. And there's about a dozen bodies up there. 2 of them are children. The rest are an even split between men and women.
Seems to be an equal opportunity killer.
But anyway, I don't mean to distract from Raven's psychometry.
Does the tree gain some sort of like power or life force or something like that from killing?
Yes. Multiple visions flash through your head. You see, you see multiple men and women being killed, like the way Lenore was suddenly walking through the park, when suddenly they're yanked up off the ground, their necks snapping. Just like multiple visions of this flash through your mind.
Okay.
But not all of the deaths are the same. You see one man get run down by dogs. Some homeless guy gets his throat torn out. See another man get stabbed to death by a mugger, and he crawls and dies by the roots of the tree. You see, perhaps the vision that stands out the most is a young girl screaming in her bed as she gets shot. Two more questions.
So am I taking from that the tree didn't kill all these people? Like some of them just died? But
Is that your third question?
yeah, I guess so.
Yes. Some of them did just die in the proximity.
Okay. Dang. What else should I ask? Is the tree a danger to us right now?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Is that your last question?
Okay, so I'm gonna let them know. Yeah. Okay, so yes. Not this tree collects the dead, like it kills, but it doesn't, but it also just collects if there's death, around it in the vicinity, then it also collects those people, those souls, whatever. It somehow the tree gains something from that, some kind of life force or some kind of power it gains from collecting these souls, this death.
Cool. I'm
And-
gonna get the fuck out of here. And I say this as I
we
begin
are
to towards
definitely in danger while we are close to it.
And on that note, I would like everyone to make wits composure rolls.
Is this a
This does not trigger Yuko's danger sense, by the way.
Oh, fuck.
Ironically enough. And I will be right back, because I have to grab my dice.
God damn. Wits composure, of course. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
One. Is it?
8, 9, 10.
But if I roll, if one of them is a one, like is the one only a critical failure if on the
Luck die. Yeah.
on the luck die? So if I roll a one on one of these, it doesn't matter. Okay.
It doesn't cancel them out. I think the old version.
I only got one success.
Can you tell me what my wits composure? Maps go up.
2 plus 2. What do you have over there?
0, I think. Is it a 1?
I think that's the 10.
Is that Micah rolling dice?
Yeah, the one's right here. I think it's the 10.
Oh, sweet. Well, I appreciate it, but since I can't read it, I'm gonna roll different. That's my bonus. Alright, well. That looks like a 5. Is it a 5 deal? No. 1 success! Better than usual.
One success will actually be enough.
I have 4 successes.
Ben and I both got 1 success.
I got 4.
Mitchell, you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Oh, you didn't hear me this entire time. I've been muted.
No, we did not.
Literally this entire time. I was saying shit like, as soon as like Beth started talking, I was like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Which is why I was wondering why nobody was reacting to what I was saying. But we're just gonna act like I'm just sitting there. And I'm like, okay, so I got 4 successes. I was just enraptured by what she was saying. That's why I didn't react.
Suddenly behind you, from somewhere behind you, you hear a twig snap.
Alright, I swing towards it with my my gun drawn.
Oh shit! You see a guy jump out from behind a tree, and he just starts like running.
Wait!
He does not wait. He takes off at a sprint through the
That was a
trees.
great pause.
Fuck. What does he look like? What did I see of him?
Average-sized man, long greasy hair, brown coat.
Fuck. He probably thinks we just murdered the fuck out of this person.
Well, it could have been worse. Could have been a police officer. You just drew your gun on a police officer, would have turned around and shot you in the face.
Okay, I'm torn. Because on one hand, I want to chase this dude down. But on the other hand, I'm not very good at chasing things.
Better than me.
I used to be a runner.
I did.
I used to be an athlete. Not so much nowadays. Okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna run after him.
Alright.
I just take off in as much of a sprint as I can manage.
Raven and Beth, what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna, try to maneuver Beth away from the tree. So I'm not going after the person because we're not gonna catch him, and I'm not gonna leave Beth here by herself. So
Okay. So, using that. Does this incite my vice, by the way, hasty?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I regained the power point of willpower. All right. So, what would that be? Stamina, athletics.
That would be that indeed is what it would be.
Okay. Well, that brings me down to a fate die, and then I'm going to use willpower to bring it up to 3.
Okay.
0 successes. I'm just yelling out, "Freeze!" like as I'm like running.
Okay.
yeah.
So you run off into the woods, and first off, okay, well, he did really bad on his athletics roll too.
Gunshot. Did we just hear a gunshot in the background?
No, no, you don't.
Are you
No.
are you shooting at him?
As you're like yelling freeze and like stumbling through the woods, tripping on roots, getting smacked across the face by twigs, he is having a similarly bad day, and you see him like trip and like stumble and like roll like twice. But he gets up and keeps like running away from you. Stay away from me! Stay away from me! You hear?
I
Fucking
yelled.
witch! Stay away!
What did he say?
He called you a witch.
Okay. I'm gonna yell towards him. This is really out of context, but I'm gonna say, because he's piqued my interest with this vocabulary.
Where's the tower? I just want to go to the tower. Sorry, continue.
What is? If he yelled that out, I'd be like, oh fuck. Yeah.
That's what I was imagining Yuko yelling.
Yeah, fuck it. That's what I yell out. Yeah, in my madness, that's what I yell out.
All right. Make a wit's composure.
Okay. That's really good, actually. 1, 2, 3 successes. Yeah, and I yell out, "Where's the tower? I just want to go to the tower!"
He trips, he falls, he like kind of like rolls down a snowbank, and you see him like army crawl across the ground behind a tree.
Okay. I still have my gun drawn. I'm gonna approach, and I'm gonna say, loud enough for him to hear me, "I don't want to hurt you, but I need you to answer some fucking questions for me. Okay?"
Give me a persuasion presence -3.
Okay. 1, 2. Okay, I'm gonna say this. To be able to use my my specialty. If I wanted you dead, I could have shot you in the back as you were running. All right. So does that? Am I able to use my logical argument specialty because of that?
Yes, you may.
Okay. So that brings me up to 3, and then it's intelligence. You said, or persuasion, or presence. Or...
Presence, persuasion.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna use my 1 point of willpower that I regained to bring me up to 7. 1 success.
One success, huh?
1 success.
He calls out from behind the tree. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know any tower.
Okay.
You return those goddamn books, you hear?
You're from the library? Do I recognize this guy's voice?
Maybe. It has the same kind of raspy quality as that homeless guy did outside the library, the one with gloves on his hands.
You're that homeless guy from outside of the fucking library, aren't you?
He suddenly comes from around the other side of the tree and rushes you.
I'm gonna shoot him. Thinking, where am I gonna shoot him? Where's the least likely to kill you?
Actually, let's do initiative, just to see who can
Okay.
move faster.
What do I roll?
I'd say the foot, really.
1d10 plus your initiative modifier.
Okay, what's my initiative modifier? It is +8. Oh, I got 9 plus 8. So 17.
Okay, yeah, you go first. You are quite a bit faster than he is.
Yeah, I see him rushing me, and I'm gonna shoot him in the fucking foot.
Okay, that's going to be a... Ooh, I'm gonna say that's gonna be a -4. -2 if you aim for the leg.
One second, let me think about these odds for a second. 5, 6, 7, -4. That brings me down to 3 die. It's worth it. I'm gonna shoot him in the foot. 0 successes.
Yeah, you fire the gun. You fire it into the tree. At which point he charges into you and tries to grab hold of the gun and begins like wrestling you for it.
Oh, this was a bad idea. Oh no. Oh,
So let's make grapple rolls. That's going to be a strength brawl.
Well,
Yes.
I am fucked. I am literally fucked. Strength brawl?
Yep.
Oof. I'm rolling a fake die.
Alright.
No successes, but I didn't get a critical failure either.
Now, why is this literally getting fucked?
Oh, I hope that's not what it's coming to.
Oh god. I mean, you are alone in the woods with a stranger. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Okay.
that movie Deliverance?
Actually, can I do something? It's not really. Here's what I want to do. While we're wrestling for this gun, it crosses my mind. I'm gonna try to fire as many of the bullets, hopefully the whole clip, as possible. Can I do that? Or attempt to?
You certainly can. 1 second though, because I need to resolve his grapple. So I'm looking for the rules really quickly.
Hopefully this guy has, like, butter fingers. Oh my god. Hey, wait a second. I just realized I have double jointed. What does that do? Does that do anything for me? Your character...
That would help break free of the grapple, definitely.
Okay. Your character, she automatically escapes from any mundane bonds without a roll. When grappled, subtract her dexterity from any rolls to overpower her, as long as she's not taking any aggressive actions.
Say that again.
Here, I'll send it to you. Okay?
Okay.
And if I have to say that I, cannot shoot the gun while we are wrestling for it in order for this to apply, then I am totally okay with that. I have
Okay, so
5 dexterity.
to
by
grab
the
your
way.
opponent, roll Strength with Brawl. On success, both of you are grappling. You've got a length of rope, blah blah blah. If you score an exceptional success. Okay, so he, with his successful 2 successes on his grapple check, he manages to grab hold of your arms and begins kind of like pushing the gun away from himself, trying to pry it from your grasp.
Okay.
What do you do now?
I'm thinking here.
Actually, there is... Since he is the winner, the current winner of the grapple, I don't think there's much you can try and do except for try and win the grapple.
Okay. Well,
You could try and break free. That's definitely something you could do.
Fuck. That's what I do for getting myself in these situations. Okay. Let me think here for a second. 1 second, I'm just thinking, Micah. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm thinking too.
Fuck.
Mitchell.
Okay.
Hmm. Sorry, I have to think about this. Yeah.
So my double jointed only applies as long as I'm not taking any aggressive actions. Right?
Yes.
So that means I can't try to attack it right now.
I don't think you actually couldn't try and attack him since you're not the victor of the grapple. You could try and reassert control over the grapple and then do a control weapon maneuver to try and damage him. But
Fuck it.
essentially the grapple is like this one long extended roll,
Okay.
essentially.
Well, I guess I'm gonna fucking try to win the grapple. Not much else I can do. This is like the worst thing that my character could have gotten themselves into.
You can try and break free, but that may mean abandoning your gun.
Oof. Okay. I have an idea. With my other hand, I'm going to draw the judge off my side, and I'm gonna fucking like hold it like right up next to him, and I'm gonna say, "Fucking let go of me." I'm trying to try and bluff him. Can I do that?
Okay, yeah. Make a subterfuge manipulation.
Okay. I take out the gun. Like I with my free hands, or with my other hands, I'm gonna grab for my fucking judge. I take it off and I hold it like right in front of him, point blank range, and I say, "Fucking let go of me, or I'm gonna into your ass." Right now. All right. And that's manipulation subterfuge.
Yes.
Okay. I got 4. Can I use my Senpaku here? Because I'm like pretty much clearing this man down.
Wait, what did we say it was? Manipulation subterfuge?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. You can add the Senpaku.
Fucking right. Alright, that brings me up to, I believe, 5. Yeah. Okay. 2 successes.
And he also got 2 successes on his resistance. So he just like screams, "I'm not falling for your lies, witch!" And he kind of slaps the gun away from his face.
Fuck.
And he is going to Ooh, what is he gonna do? How is he gonna kill Youko?
Oh, fuck.
Sorry, I should keep the page open to the grappling rules. I keep closing the book on instinct.
It's like, I didn't know you'd be stupid enough to get yourself in this situation. So I kind of just closed the book. But then again, Micah forgot who they're dealing with. I really am a fool.
Okay, so as he is still the victor of the grapple, he is going to take control of the weapon. He begins to push the gun back towards your stomach.
Okay.
Meanwhile, what is Raven and Beth doing? Have they completely just like left?
They did hear the one gunshot, by the way. You definitely heard that.
Yes, you definitely hear a gunshot.
Ugh. She's killing people again.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I gotta get Beth somewhere safe before I can go after Yuko, I think. So, I mean, I'm not leaving the park with her, but, you know, like, I gotta get her at least far enough away from the tree that I feel like she's safe before I just leave her there by herself.
You, I'll say, like, during this whole, incident, you've managed to push her all the way back to the doll field.
Back to the what?
To leave her. The
Back
doll
to
field.
where? The doll field?
Yeah.
I might have to keep volume up. Okay, so I guess I will just be like, you know, stay here like you have a choice. And I'll then take out my gun from my purse and run after fucking trigger finger over there. Try to find out who he's killed this time. She.
Give me a wits survival roll. As you rush back into the forest, but you heard the one gunshot. You have no idea where they are.
She
so-
should be able to follow the footprints pretty easy.
If she can find them again, yeah.
So,
Oh, and there is snow, so give yourself a plus 2.
okay, so but if I'm not skilled,
That's a
And
minus
sur-
1.
okay, if I'm not skilled in survival, it's -1. And did you say it was wits survival?
Yes.
So wits -1, and then a +2 for snow.
Yes.
That is... Whoa! Shit. 1 success.
Okay, you pick up on her tracks. They lead deeper into the forest. It'll take you a few more turns to find them.
Okay.
That wit survival roll is actually going to be an extended roll until you do find them. Meanwhile, back to Yuko. What do you do?
Okay, so he's pretty much pulling the gun, like pushing it towards me, right?
It's pushing the barrel into your gut.
Has it actually gotten to an angle where it can shoot me now?
Yes it is. Or it's very close to.
So if I pull the trigger, I'm going to shoot myself now, right?
Yep.
Hmm?
Or at least graze yourself, yeah.
This is a tough fucking situation. I shouldn't have tried to shoot that man in the foot. Should have just gone for the chest. I'm going to... Is it possible to break free and take an action? Like break free and try to do something?
Only on an exceptional success.
Okay.
Otherwise, breaking free would be your action.
Okay, and what do I roll to break free?
Strength for all. And it's a contested action, so...
Yeah. Fuck. This is intense. Fuck. Well, I mean, if he's gonna shoot me if I... Fuck. This is tough. Okay.
You do still have your movement if you do break free. You just can't take another action. So you could run for cover, essentially.
Yeah, but that's gonna not be too good either. Uh, um, okay. Well, Yugo is going to let go of the gun and put her hands in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, she lets go, she lets him have it, and she just, like, backs up like a step and puts her fucking hands in the air.
He is holding on to you.
He's holding on to me.
Yeah, you're both are grappling.
Okay.
So do you just like stop resisting?
I can't just like, okay, so he's got me grappled, so the only thing that I can do is either break free or stop resisting. But if I continue to resist, he's gonna shoot me. And
Probably.
I know the odds of me succeeding are slim to none, so yeah, I guess I'm just gonna stop fucking resisting. Yeah, I stop resisting.
Do you say anything as he twists your hand and pushes the gun into your gut?
Okay, I say to him, if you kill me, you're not gonna find your fucking books.
That brings him up short. He stops, and then he swiftly kind of like shoves you backwards into the snow, and points the gun at you. Where are they? Where are the books?
I'm gonna look at him for a second, and I'm gonna say, why would I tell you where the books are if you're just gonna kill me right after I tell you? And by the way, I'm like trembling in fear this entire time. I'm pretty much hinging on like somebody fucking coming to help me, like Beth showing up in the nick of time. I'm trying to buy time, basically. Or like convince this guy of something.
Make another persuasion
Logic.
presence roll.
Does it do my logical arguments?
Yes, but you're at a -3 because of reaction.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm rolling one die. It's not a fate die though. I got a success. I look at him. Does he like pause for thought?
He does. He's kind of like chewing his lip.
Okay. The other gun that he slapped out of my hands, I say to him, it's empty. I let him look over me thoroughly to show him that I do not have any other weapons, and I say, if you put your gun down.
You tried to shoot me, bitch! I'm not putting the gun down!
Because you fucking charged at me, dumbass! What am I supposed to do?
You chased me! You chased me like some kind of vermin, like some kind of rat!
Listen. There's obviously a fucking misunderstanding between the two of us. You have overpowered me. I am not a threat to you. You have the gun. You want your books. I want to fucking walk away with my life. Okay?
You're not going anywhere. I'm taking you back to Herschel. Get the fuck up. Get up! He kicks you in the gut.
I just sit there.
Point of action damage.
Okay.
Raven, make another wit survival roll. With the same modifiers as last time. Raven, are you there?
1. Yes, I'm sorry, I was on mute. 1. I got 1 success.
All right, you hear voices yelling in the distance. Still too faint to make them out, but you're definitely getting close.
Okay.
Get up, come on. I got some friends who want to meet you. And then we'll discuss where those books are, and maybe, if you cooperate, maybe they'll let you go.
That sounds exactly like someone who isn't gonna let me go would say.
Listen, bitch, I don't want to hurt you, but it's not up to me.
Says the person who just fucking kicked me in the guts.
Don't get up. I'm gonna kick you again. Did you think of that, sweetheart?
And if you kick me too many times, you're gonna fucking kill me. And then you're definitely not gonna find your fucking books.
Don't fucking around. Get up.
Okay. Well, seeing as how he's definitely not gonna fucking cooperate here, and if I don't, I'm sorry to think out loud. I'm sorry if it breaks immersion.
No, you're doing fine.
I have to do this to, like, go through the thought process. Hint? The only thing I can bet is that Beth and Raven will be able to hear me, and they'll pick up on what I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna just yell out, "Fucking librarians!" as loud as I fucking can.
Fucking what?
Librarians. That's what I yell out.
Oh.
And
He kind of like this kind of amused smile kind of like spreads across his face. Yeah, fucking librarians.
And I say, I always knew you fucking librarians were gonna come back. I knew that this shit was gonna bite me in the ass. But of course, you couldn't just give me the fucking book. I'm yelling all of this out, by the way, at the top of my lungs. All I want is my fucking answers. And you wouldn't fucking give them to me. I don't give a fuck about whatever the fuck it is that you were involved in.
Forward and pistol whips you.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
What?
That happens. But basically,
That does happen.
Yeah. Do I get knocked out or am I just taking more damage?
You're gonna take more damage. I'm actually gonna roll for this.
Okay.
I didn't hear what she said.
Well, if you're able to hear it, then I will repeat it for you.
Jesus. Okay.
Apparently, I'm getting fucked
Yeah,
up.
he cracks you right across the skull with the Beretta, and you're gonna take 5 points of bashing damage.
Oh. Okay. So, I've taken, that's 6 bashing now, I believe?
So make a strength stamina to see if you remain conscious.
Strength, stamina. Those are my 2 worst attributes. I have 0 successes.
Micah, was I hearing her yelling?
Yeah, you hear all this just in the distance. And actually on your next roll, because you have a voice to follow, you're going to gain a +4 rather than a +2.
Okay, but so I could hear, but I could hear what she was saying.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, you know,
But yeah,
all
he
of a
cracks you
sudden,
across
and then
the skull. There's kind of like a flash of white in your vision, and then everything goes black.
as I, like, slump against the snow unconscious. And then probably proceed to get dragged, I imagine. Unless this man is strong enough just to pick me up.
Perhaps.
Okay. So, yeah.
Raven, make another survival wits.
With +4, by the way.
With
So
+4, yeah.
+4 instead of 2?
Instead of 2, but remember you still have that -1.
So that's 2. Okay. So that's still 6. Alright. 1. 2 successes.
All right.
But I don't think that I want to, like, necessarily. I mean, I don't know if I'm there yet, but I don't think that I want to, like, just burst in on the situation. Like, I feel like maybe, you know.
Make a stealth dexterity.
Stealth, huh? Stealth. Ooh, I'm actually trained 1 in stealth, so I don't have to take a penalty. One success.
Suddenly you hear a deep, kind of raspy voice call out, "Who's there? I can hear you!" You don't actually see him, but he's really fucking close.
And it's not the same person that has Yuko?
You hear a man's voice call out, a deep, raspy man's voice. You heard Yuko yelling not too long ago, but now it's completely quiet.
So I don't know if it's the person who has Yuko. Like, I could hear the guy before, right?
Could you? Was the guy shouting?
He was.
Well,
and he's like,
I
"Oh,
thought you said that I thought you said that I could hear voices but couldn't really make out what they were saying before. And then when Yuko started yelling, I could hear what she was saying for sure, but
Well, he was shouting.
I don't know if that means
He was shouting when he first came into the scene. Like, it was like, "Oh shit!" That.
Okay. Yes, you actually do recognize the voice as the guy
Okay.
who was running away. You don't necessarily know that he has Yuko, but
yeah, I mean, I haven't like seen what's happening, but okay. I guess I'm gonna like try to peek around a tree or something, see if I can see what's happening before I totally expose myself.
okay.
And by expose myself, I mean I'm gonna play the rest of this game naked because I'm hot.
Make another stealth roll.
Stealth dexterity.
Oh, stealth. What?
Ooh. 1 success.
You peek around the corner and you see the guy standing there with a gun trained on the tree that you're hiding behind.
Of course it is.
And the second you peek around the corner, he takes a shot.
Oh.
Excellent.
Of course.
You are behind pretty solid cover, so he's going to take a -2 to that.
But now that you've damaged 2 trees, the evil tree becomes alive.
I think the evil tree is far enough away from us, hopefully.
All of a sudden.
And unfortunately, your cover is not enough. As you peek around the corner, he
Excellent.
immediately shoots you in the shoulder.
Wow, that's fun.
You're going to take 3 points of lethal damage.
Oh,
3.
this homeless
Oh,
man
oh
is
my-
a badass. I knew that this fucking librarian was gonna come for me. God damn it.
Micah?
Yeah.
So my lethal damage or whatever from last session is
Is
gone,
definitely
right?
healed. Yeah.
'Cause- and I don't know what that means.
So you should be at full health, and then you're taking 3 lethal. And I've got to ask you, I take it Raven's never been shot before, right?
No, I don't. I can't imagine why she would have been. So no.
So would you agree that this would be a breaking point?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but there is adrenaline going on. You have been running to chase. You might not have to face your breaking point just yet, right? Like when the adrenaline wears off, sure, but while you're in the moment, aren't you?
That is true.
I don't know.
I didn't have to roll for my breaking point until after I had, got into a safer situation with, when we were in the house.
But, I mean,
I feel
it
like
just seems to me like she would be, like, shocked and horrified. Sorry, I know you have to go to bed soon. Cool.
Yeah,
I'll move into the other room.
yeah, I think that the last time I had a breaking point was when we were in that house and I was running after, it seems like all of my breaking points are connected
You
to
actually
me
made
running
that
after
breaking
Yuko.
point roll.
But
Sorry.
What?
You actually made that breaking point roll in the house, like in the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I mean, I would have had adrenaline there too, but as soon as I entered the scene that was so shocking and horrifying to me, like I had the breaking point right then. So I would imagine it would be the same thing now, that I would, even if there was adrenaline, I'm seems like it would be the same kind of thing.
Just to clarify, I haven't been entirely consistent with how I'm dealing with the breaking point rolls. I do realize that, like, I sort of delayed Yuko's breaking point. I probably shouldn't have done that, to be fair.
I really, to be honest with you, like I think like interpretation of it is perfectly legitimate because for some people, like they don't immediately face that right then and there, especially if something really distressing is going on. I think personally that in this situation, if it were me, I would have her make the breaking point roll now.
Yeah, that's what I think so too.
But I can
That's what I
see,
think too.
but I can see an argument being made for breaking point after. But it's up to you. So use.
We're gonna do it now, just to make the situation even more dire, because it isn't dire enough already, right?
Yeah. Not dire enough.
Because you have an integrity of 7, you gain a +1 on your breaking point rolls. But being shot is going to give you a -2. So make a resolve composure at a -1.
A resolve composure
Yes.
at a -1.
Yes.
Oh, because I had a -2 and then I had a +1.
Yeah.
Okay, I was confused for a second. Sorry.
4 dice then?
And I'm smart and stuff. 2 successes.
All right. You do not lose any integrity. However, you are going to take the shaken condition.
Shaken, not stirred.
Alright, so what happens next?
Yeah, so you suddenly just like feel this impact as you get shot in the shoulder. What do you do, Raven?
Is it my right shoulder or my left shoulder?
Right one.
Have I mentioned before that Raven is definitely left-handed?
That works.
Oh,
Actually, I think you might have.
I don't think I have.
Poor Beth. Like if
I'm willing to go for it.
if something happens to Raven, like she's just gonna be left there. In that
No, she's just sitting in her wheelchair in the middle of a park in the snow.
Surrounded by dolls.
Surrounded by doll heads.
Wondering what has become of her 2 friends.
Yeah, I don't. Did I, before I was shot or as I was getting shot, was I able to make some sort of assessment of what was happening as far as like
You
this
saw
guy
a man standing over Yuko's body. You don't know anything else but that.
Okay, so, but I at least know that Yuko, like he may, I mean, Yuko might be dead, but he at least, I know he has Yuko or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess I am gonna try to shoot him in the back, I guess.
You're gonna shoot him in the back.
All right.
Through his chest.
Well, no, I said I'm gonna shoot him back, I guess.
Oh, I thought you said
Not
I'm gonna shoot
him in the back through the chest. No. So is that a firearms
Dexterity?
And then I And then I have the specialty handguns. What is that? Does that give me one more?
Yes.
Okay.
So before you roll, you
Uh-huh.
lean out from behind your cover to take your shot, and you get a better look at the guy as you're taking aim on him, and you realize you know him.
Oh,
His name is Frank Tanner, and you went to school together. In grade school, you bullied him quite relentlessly,
Oh my god.
and
Oh
now
God.
here he is, with a
Okay.
gun trained on you, and he has just shot you.
Oh fuck. Why you gotta do this to me right now, Micah? What's up with that shit?
Now it's still your turn. Do you want to shoot him now that you've identified that he is someone you know?
I do want to point out, since you have the shaken condition, you can choose to auto fail, and then you get rid of the shaken condition. Be very story appropriate.
I don't. Man,
Why'd you have to get me into this situation, Yuko?
fucking hell. I guess okay. I'm gonna. I can't shoot him because I am, well, kind of shocked to see him there. And then there's a, wave of guilt. And so I call out his name. Even though I'm really unsure if him recognizing me would actually be helpful or hurtful in this situation. I think that's what I do. I think I would call out his name, and I'd be like, Frank, is that you?
Shoots again.
He stops. He hesitates. He has the gun trained on you. Raven? He frowns. Raven?
Shoot you twice for good measure.
Raven?
Is that you?
Raven? Raven? Gah!
Yeah, it's me. What's going on, Frank?
What are you doing here? Are you with her? Are you with the witches? I always knew you'd... Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck!
What witches? What are you talking about?
I always knew you'd get into the satanic shit. Are you working for the tree? You're working for the tree, aren't you?
I don't even know what that means, Frank.
He starts to back away from you, keeping the gun focused on you as he does so. And if you let him, he's gonna duck behind the tree and take cover behind it.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna stop him from backing up and ducking away. Do you want to tell me? Can you explain to me what's happening, Frank? What are you talking about?
She attacked me. She chased me, and she tried to shoot me. I'm just defending myself.
Yeah, she can be a little hot-headed, Frank. I'm sorry about that. Is she alive?
I think.
Can I come check?
Yeah, okay, but don't make any sudden moves.
Okay, nope, I won't. And I will walk, slowly up to Yuko and kind of kneel down by her and...
She is breathing.
Okay. Is she conscious at all?
No, she is not conscious. She has a pretty bad welt across her forehead.
Okay, I missed that part, that roll to see if she was gonna go unconscious, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, so she's alive, Frank, but she's pretty hurt. Can I just take her? Can I just take her to the hospital? Let's just walk away and let me just take my friend to the hospital, and we'll just get her help and we won't worry about any of this, okay?
Make a persuasion presence. And give yourself a +2, actually.
Wow.
Really cool specialties.
I'm skilled in persuasion.
Good, good.
By the way, Micah, I'm just gonna say, I think that this should definitely incite her virtue for approaching this with such patience instead of just attacking the man.
Definitely, I definitely think so too. Feel free to refresh your willpower.
All of it?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Presence, persuasion. It's not a lot, but did you say +2?
Yes.
Okay, well that helps. Two successes.
He calls back around the corner. It's not up to me. We need the books back.
Okay, I understand, Frank. I understand that you need the books. I just can we make sure that my friend doesn't die and then you can have the books, okay? I just need to take her to the hospital. And then I can bring the books back to you.
Here. We'll meet here tonight.
Here?
Yeah, right here. Bring the books tonight. Come alone or not at all. You hear?
Okay. Can you do this without the guns, Frank?
No, I'm hanging on to this gun.
I don't need you to give it to me. I'm just asking if when we come here we can not be sporting the guns. If I bring the books to you, you just take the books and we're not pulling out any weapons, okay?
Give me another presence persuade. And this time with a +3.
Three success.
Okay. No guns. You come alone, though. You bring the books, you bring all of them, you come alone. And I'll do the same.
Okay, Frank, we got a deal. Okay, so
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight. I'm gonna take my friend here to the hospital so she gets help. And then I have to go back to the to our place and find the books, and then I'll bring them back. Okay.
Okay. He's kind of like silent for a long moment, and then he calls out from behind the tree. Are you okay?
Well, I think I'm gonna probably have the doctors check me out when I get to the hospital too. I got got shot in the shoulder, but I'm gonna live.
Okay, that's good. Okay. He kind of like steps out from behind the tree. He doesn't have the gun pointed out at you anymore, although he has it still in his hand. I'm gonna go. You be here tonight, yeah?
Okay. Yep, we made a deal. I'll be here tonight.
And he turns and runs off into the woods.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of collapse a little bit, and then I'm gonna try to wake up Youko because I can't carry her out of here. So I can try to help with my one good arm, but she's got to be making some effort as well. So
I'm happy to say that with some gentle kind of prodding, In a few minutes of that, she eventually comes around.
And with a pounding force in her head, she wakes in a sort of panic. No, no.
Yuko, come on, we gotta get out of here. I need you to stand up and help me. I got shot in the arm, so I can't carry you. You need to walk. We gotta leave. We gotta leave. Come on.
Where's he at?
He's gone. Let's just go. Let's go. We'll talk about it later. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get Beth.
I get up and I look at her, and she's been shot, right?
Yep.
And I state the obvious. You're hurt.
Yeah, I'm hurt. You're hurt. We're both hurt. Let's go get it taken care of. Come on.
I'm gonna do my best to help her up.
You guys need to bring the punch card.
And I guess we're gonna
For
stumble.
the hospital, you know all the visits
Oh,
that
yeah.
we've been in the last couple weeks?
We're gonna stumble back towards Beth.
And so the bleeding Raven and the bruised Yuko emerge from the woods to Beth's
By the
horror and astonishment.
way, I'm gonna say I did not pick up my my revolver. I left it there.
All right.
Yeah, Beth didn't get her phone out of the snow either, and I told her it belonged to the tree now, so.
Yeah, I thought that was good enough.
It's the tree's phone now, so.
This is actually what the tree's been wanting all this time.
Tree's just trying to make a fucking call.
Okay. So is that where we're stopping for now, or?
So yeah, we have to, like, the two of us have to somehow get Beth in the wheelchair back to the car. I imagine that takes a little while.
It does, but you guys manage. You get back to the car. Where do you legitimately go to the hospital?
I mean, I feel like I have a bullet in my shoulder, and Yuko could have, sustained some brain damage. So I feel like the hospital is where we need to go.
For like the 4th time this year.
Can I take
and
a breaking point for almost dying and seeing my friend get hurt because of my actions?
Yeah, you can. It'll just be a flat resolve composure roll.
Okay. I have 5 integrity right now. Does that mean anything?
Usually you'd get +1 to the integrity roll, but you're at 5, so 0.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 die. I got 3 successes.
Or actually, it's a resolve plus composure that
Yeah.
you're rolling.
Yeah, resolve plus composure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got 1, 2, 3 successes. It's too bad that I am obsessed, because otherwise I would be re-rolling 2 of those, but 3 successes.
Nice. So you gain the shaken condition, but you do not lose any integrity. This has rattled you, but it hasn't shattered your sanity.
Okay.
so was I supposed to lose an integrity?
No, you succeeded.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I don't lose any integrity either, right? That's what you said?
Nope.
Okay. Got it. Shaken.
So we definitely, like, we go to the hospital, but we tell them that we were mugged and we did not see anybody's face. And
Okay.
have no.
I gotta say,
they
it's
do-
really nice being in the waiting room this time
And not being on fire.
and not being on fire.
Okay, so
They
let's...
do keep you both overnight. The police arrive and they question you.
Wait, overnight?
They
Isn't that-
can't keep me overnight.
They can't. You have a gunshot wound, and the police want to question you.
I guess I could go.
I did not. They have absolutely no reason to keep me. They have absolutely no evidence that I've committed any sort of crime. They may want to keep me overnight, but I will not be staying. I mean, and obviously, unless the game master tells me I have to, in which case I don't argue with the game master. But
If it's the police,
I will argue with the police, though, and the doctors.
Let's see here.
am I being detained? Am I being detained?
Am I under arrest? Please state the charges.
I'm actually like looking up if they can like keep you in the hospital if you've been like shot.
Probably. Yeah, I would fucking
I,
imagine.
I literally don't think that they can, unless they have reason to believe that you have committed a crime or that you are dangerous to yourself or others.
But you did call it the police in the first place, right? So you dialed 911 and then showed up at the hospital with a gunshot wound.
Oof.
How would they know it was me that called?
Don't they usually ask for your like name and
Oh, I wouldn't have given them that information. I would have been like, dead body in the park, bye-bye.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, you are treated. The police show up and they start asking you questions, both you and Yuko. What do you tell them, if anything?
We tell them that we were mugged.
I tell them that I just don't remember anything. It's all kind of foggy.
Yeah, and I mean, which makes sense because she was knocked out. So, and I tell them we were mugged, and by like two guys who were wearing like hoodies, and I couldn't see their faces, and they just like attacked Yuko and shot me in the shoulder, and it all happened so quick, and blah 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 blah. And I really, really wish I had more information to give them, but I don't.
Where do you tell them this took place?
Near the library. I think it was a homeless guy. No, I don't really tell them that. But like, yeah, somewhere around the library. I don't know, some alleyway that I might be familiar with, maybe.
Okay. They seem a bit confused by that, but they go along with it, and after you're treated, you are free to go. Although the doctors do like really start like insisting to keep you overnight. What do you tell them?
I tell them I absolutely cannot stay overnight, that I have my lizard has been alone all day, and I need to take care of him, and I'm not just going to leave him alone to die. So I will be leaving.
They argue with you for a few more minutes, talking about the severity of your wounds and whatnot.
Yes. And I'm sure I have to sign some forms about how I know that I could drop dead and I'm leaving. I'm leaving against the recommendation of medical professionals. Blah blah blah.
Indeed, you do.
Hey,
and I'm really glad you're leaving too, because I didn't have a ride. So.
So yeah, you're only there for a few hours. They wrap your wound. And Mitchell, I think that'd be a great idea. I just said shaken off like instinct, I suppose. The guilty would be a better.
Got it.
Would be a better condition. But yeah, Yuko's released a few hours later. Full health.
Okay.
Although you do have a welt and a bandage on your head still. And Raven leaves before her appointed time, although they do bandage the wound as best they can. So I'll say you recover 1 lethal.
And does that become one bashing?
No, that completely heals.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, no, you're right, actually. It would downgrade. So it downgrades to bashing, which goes away in 15 minutes.
Okay. What was I gonna say?
What is the by the way, Micah, this might be a question for after. What is the difference between guilty and shaken?
Guilty. I don't have the page open.
It's okay.
Here.
We can discuss it after. I was just wondering.
Okay. So what's the next step after you leave the hospital?
Who?
Well, we need to go home because I need to take Beth home, and I probably really do need to feed Tobias. And but then I get to thinking, I'm thinking that we didn't save all the books, did we?
Yeah, we saved all the books.
We did, okay.
No, you saved one of the books before the fire broke out, and you couldn't
No, we saved all the books but one right away, and then we went back to the final book. We got all the books.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant was that you had a backup PDFs of one of the books.
Yeah, but we
I didn't mean save get a backup. I meant I thought some of the books got destroyed in the fire. So, but
okay, that didn't happen.
Okay, so we have all the because that was all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, I have to go back there and not have all the books. I'm gonna get shot in the other arm. So maybe keeping my promise isn't the best way to go. I don't know. So yeah, and they're all. I mean, I imagine they're all in the apartment. I can look in Yuko's room and.
Yeah, they're all in Yuko's room.
So.
And at this point, you see just how deep her obsession has gone. Once you walk into her room, it is completely and utterly disgusting in there. And all along the walls, you just see notes about various different sorts of topics about the shit inside of these books.
Just written on the walls?
So, yes, she ran out of sticky notes, and she actually started writing on the walls.
Excellent.
They were getting evicted anyway.
She is cray.
Well, I mean, she is
mad.
And okay. Yuko, you're there, so you see Raven see this.
She told me about what she's gonna do, right?
Has she?
Yeah, have you? Otherwise I'm just wondering, why you're kind of going into my room.
Yeah, I would think that, while we were at the hospital or on the way to the hospital or whatever, I would have, given you the rundown of what happened while you were out. So, yeah.
She doesn't say anything in the car. And when you get to her room, she sees you see all of these notes and everything. How do you react?
I react I don't say anything, but I'm just I have a look on my face you are, you have gone even more over the edge than I realized.
And as you give her this look, she just chokes. And she just kind of stands there with her mouth just gaping open, just sort of trembling.
I'm not gonna say anything or whatever. I'm just gonna gather the books up.
And she doesn't move to resist you at all. She lets you do it. And she doesn't watch you as you leave either. She just lets you go.
How does Beth react to all this?
I know she probably didn't want to wheel herself back there, so when she'll first see Raven come out with the books all stacked up, and I imagine she was told too, and she just kind of nods her head like, yeah, it was. I mean, we got to read through them, and we didn't get shot more than once. So, but I guess. I mean, I know I have an obsession going on, but I don't think it has anything to do with books anymore, right?
No, it is evolved. In fact, we haven't we still need to decide on concretely what is your obsession. You don't have an obsession condition anymore. It's now a literal part of your character sheet.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I don't think we need them anymore. Do I think I'm strong enough that I could drive the car if necessary?
It would probably be difficult.
Okay. Well, then I will not even offer.
So Raven just gathers the books and puts them in a bag or whatever, and just doesn't leaves without saying anything to anybody.
And she heads off alone into the darkness.
Yes.
Will she return? Find out on the next episode.
Awesome.
That's a kick-ass way to open up season 2.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Okay.
Shall we do beats?
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and stop